Welcome to the Daily Convo with your host, Big Body, Road Body, and your boy, Wanted Teagan. This is a weekly podcast with just two dudes being bros. Just a couple bros being guys. If you haven't figured it out by now, just a couple guys being dudes. So let go.
Well, mahalo, Juan.
Mahalo, bro.
Where are you at, man?
Bro, what do you think I am, bro?
Well, if I had to guess, you are live with us here on the Daily Convo podcast on YouTube. Welcome, everyone. I am your host, Nabil, Big Body Rabadi. I don't know why that's stuck for so long. Really, I can't figure it out. And with me today is Juan Thomas. And that's it. Juan, how's your day going?
Dude, it's going
No, wait, hold on. Oh, hey, Cheyney. Oh my God, how's it going? What?
How'd you get here?
Are my first words to you really gonna have to be like "fuck you"? Like,
yeah.
Welcome to the show. With us today
right?
is our special guest, Cheyney Teagan. She is.
Ow!
Oh, we're getting owls already? I haven't even said what she does. She's already getting all this praise and hair.
All
right.
Yeah, we're just starting it off.
Cheyney is a belly dancer, entertainer, and dance instructor. Cheyney, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. Thank you for having me, guys. Can y'all hear me okay? I'm having to
sadly.
White girl basic it over here. Oh,
yeah.
dang.
Yeah.
Dang. I thought I was at least going to get warmed up before you start the crap talking.
Absolutely not. No, we go from jump here. This is Jump Street, where we shit talk. And honestly, we start every podcast with a question. It's mostly usually directed at Juan. And this one is specifically directed at Juan. And everyone here, share your opinion and excitement. Yesterday was the first day of professional football. And Juan, I have a question for you, honestly.
Yeah.
With all this starting up, why are you still single? Just want to know your thoughts.
Dang.
It's the football season is starting, and you are going to be alone forever. Go. What do you got? What? Come on, come back. How do you feel about football starting, Cheyney?
I'm against it.
Super against it.
I'm for against it.
Oh, okay.
I don't really do the sports ball. I'm sure you're surprised. But no, I will say I am a pretty big hockey fan. So
who's your team? Who do you root for?
The Dallas Stars.
Atta girl. I'm going to be honest with you. I can't really watch it on TV, but live when you're there, it is really fun.
It is such a cool experience. It really is. Like being at a live hockey game is really cool. You can just like smell the aggression and the testosterone and toxic masculinity. Like it's really just chef's kiss.
Fantastic. A lot of anger out there. A lot of repressed mama's boys.
So much anger.
So much anger.
Well, I don't really give a damn. No.
Well, today on our list, Cheyney, we're going to be talking about you, how we met you. We're going to want to know more about you. We want everyone here to know more about you. But before we do that, Juan, I think you got to thank our sponsors, man. I think you got to jump in on that, buddy.
Oh, you mean this guy?
How do you hold that so casually? That's crazy. I don't.
Yeah, it's just like it just comes natural. It's just like holding anything, really. It's just like you're kind of born with it, honestly. But you know what, Nabil? I used to be like you.
What do you mean?
And like many of our other listeners, I used to drink my drinks out of just any ordinary cup, just like a regular human. And I'm pretty awesome. And luckily, our sponsor, Carl's Customs Creation, and that's customs with a K, can make anything you can think of
design-wise, and put it on a cup. He made this fantastic daily convo cup that you can't see because it's blending in with my beautiful on destination beach scene right now.
Are you not really there? Is that a green screen behind you?
No, dude. No. I'm just opaque. So like things like they just go right through me.
If you're opaque, why is the cup blending into the background?
Because it's science, dude. You're not.
Can I ask you another question? Person. It looks pretty.
You can definitely ask Carl's Custom Creation.
I was gonna say, Juan, you might want to look out, man. I see like a storm cell back there.
Yeah, that's just like a. Yeah, don't even worry about
just
that.
Even on a basic level. There's a lot of wind behind you. The ocean is loud as shit. How are you noise canceling that much?
Great headphones, dude. It's fantastic headphones. Like technology can do some crazy things, but Carl's Custom Creation can do crazier things. He could take photos of your firstborn. He could take photos of your bike, your logos, whatever you want.
Can I get Nabil's face with like a big no sign across it?
I don't know why.
100%.
I like the start of that. I hated the end of that, actually.
But if you do go to Carl's Custom Creations, he's on Instagram. He has his own website up right now. He's a follower of our page. He's tagged in a bunch of our stuff. If you comment and you want a cup, any kind of design, he'll work with you to get the design down pat. And if you mention the Daily Convo, you will get 10% off your order. Trust me, guys, they're great. He's doing shot glasses now. He does tumblers, small cups, these little guys. He'd even smaller ones, do big cups. You name it, he can do it. Carl's Custom Creations. That's customs with a K.
Yes, and I have those photos.
Hit him up. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of these things. So
yeah, he does great work. Really, really great work. On his Instagram is like all the photos, the stuff that he's done. But it's great.
That's it. Just all the okay, great. So Juan, do you want to run through today's schedule? What we have on tap?
Oh man, we have so many things.
So many things.
We have so many things. Nabill's gonna find a lover. We're gonna go through Bumble Live and just start swiping for him.
I'd rather not. Yeah. I had a really awkward moment yesterday. Oh no, you were there for the conversation.
I was there.
Oh, pray tell.
I was there. Juan was not.
I'll tell you after this show.
Fair enough.
In fact, it's
air the dirty laundry live.
I am so not about that life.
Radio.
Let's just say Alwyn is.
Bro.
Let's just say Alwyn is stubborn and has zero fucks to give.
I love that. And Alwyn came out?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. And I'll tell you about it later. I'll leave it there. So
fair enough.
Thank God today's not the relationship episode.
About it later. I will tell you my perspective about it.
Oh, I love that so much. So simple show today, guys. We're, as our true followers of the show know, anytime we have a guest on, we hit them with the 5 fingers of death. No one's ever survived the 5 fingers of death. Maybe today is today's the day. Once so.
No one saw that, right?
And then we're gonna crack into this interview, but before we get to the nitty-gritty and all that, guys, it's Friday. We've never done a Friday episode ever. So I'm gonna lead this off with our special guest, Cheyney. What do you got planned for the weekend? What's exciting? What you got going on?
First off, thank you for moving this to a Friday to accommodate my crazy schedule. I really appreciate that.
I would never do that for a woman, but
that's fair.
Just know that's Juan's choice.
Nabil, why are you still single?
Have you talked to me for more than 5 minutes?
No. So my plans are thus. Are you ready? This is very exciting.
I'm hyped.
2:30 a.m. Saturday morning. That's tonight going into tomorrow morning. Yeah. I will be at Paris Hookah Lounge go-go dancing. So if you want to be a part of that late night scene, come on through.
Where is Paris Hookah Lounge?
It's off of dang, I actually don't know. It's like in North Austin. I'm sorry. Okay. But it's a hookah lounge that turns into like a late night Latin dance club, and they have go-go dancers.
So dope.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Hold on, let's back up. We're not gonna let him slide on this one. The first words out of your mouth was, "That's so cute."
It's adorable, is really what it is.
It is. Yes.
Unbelievable, dude.
Those chairs look comfortable. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Oh my gosh. And then Saturday I am sleeping finally.
That's a good thing.
And then probably got some like dinner plans, but also have a gig tentative at a private event. So it's like it's kind of up in the air.
We cannot wait to ask you about these private events.
I know. And then
It'll be great.
I think I can wait to tell you too. No, but and then Sunday I am actually doing a lot of sewing. I don't know if you guys even know this, but I'm like a designer for costume making, belly dancers, things like that. And she
made most of my clothes that I'm wearing.
Don't put that hate on me like that, because
this is her brand, Psycho Bunny. Whoa. Ow. Thought I guess it's pretty casual. Okay. All right. Well, go on. Shit.
Yeah, but anyway, that's my very riveting, very exciting plans. Just work.
Love that. Nabil, what do you what nonsense you got going on, bud?
Saturday's pretty casual, like most Saturdays, just train, workout, maybe watch the fights. That's kind of wonky. And Sunday I have to fly out to California during the Cowboys game, which I'm really sad about. Yeah. And then there's this nonsense on a Friday. So thanks for ruining my weekend, guys. I appreciate that. I had a plan full of nothing.
That's what we're here for. Happy to oblige.
What about yourself,
Juan? Happy to do it.
I got this. This is great. This starts it off. Great way to kick off the whole weekend. Tomorrow I've double booked myself, so it's going to be great. I have UT plays Alabama at 11 a.m.
UT loses to Alabama.
Exactly. I should have worded that differently.
Let's clarify
UT
ourselves.
is going to just get worked real bad. I literally sent this into Texas. This is the only time I think I'm going to be able to watch Texas lose and not be upset about it. I'm just accepting my fate. I get it. And then after that, I got a friend's birthday party around the corner. And then I have another friend's birthday dinner after that. And then we're going to go out. So Sunday, I'm really looking forward to the hangover and just laying on the couch, watching every NFL football game all day. It's going to be great.
It's going to be wonderful.
My one question from this is, Juan, you have friends?
He would be surprised of all two of the friends that I have. Nabil's one, and there's one other person.
I think we established last season that I'm a really close friend of Juan's, and we do we hang out, like we'll share things, and we're really like acquainted with each other. So I think we established last season.
I don't really enjoy how you word any of that.
I'm Juan's friend with benefits. Like if I wanted to come over and borrow some dishware.
That's not how we word that.
I have benefits as a friend.
Nope, that's not how we word that. That's not it.
What do you? I don't understand.
It's not it.
You would give me the shirt off of your back, and I don't think you would do that to any other friend. So
I would. Truth be told, I'd probably do that to just about every one of them.
So you have other friends with benefits?
Nope. I have other friends. Why do you keep
saying it that way?
What do you mean? How else am I supposed to say it?
Not that way. Like we're friends. And that's it. You don't have to.
If my car broke down and I need someone to pick me up, that is a benefit that I would get from you.
I would hope any of your friends would do that. That's not a friend with benefits.
I would call you first. You're my friend with benefits.
Can we reword it and just say friends with features? The feature is I would come and help you if you needed help, not so much as a.
Doesn't really roll off the tongue like friends. Like what else could that even mean?
A lot of other things that you weren't taught early on in life, and I am not the one to teach you. I'm not it. So we aren't friends with benefits. I just want it to be.
We'll discuss later. Perfect. Let's just move on with the show.
Wow. I'm so glad I was here for this.
All right.
I feel like I'm learning something new every day.
You're not learning it.
I guess not.
You don't.
5 questions of doom.
Oh God.
Questions of death or doom. We haven't settled on the last part.
So we need to figure it out to trademark, honestly.
Wait. If I survive these, what do I get?
Bragging rights. Pure bragging rights.
Nothing.
We don't have anything to actually give you. But I mean, listen, bragging rights is
I don't work for free.
Wow, Juan's paying.
So we didn't tell you.
Wait a minute. Juan isn't paying you because he pays me. for this.
Shut up. Shut the fuck up.
Once again, the
I'm getting a lot of money.
The
Shoot, she's listening. She can hear everything.
Shit. I'm getting. She just stopped getting
Nobody's getting paid. Nobody's getting paid.
fine. It's fine.
Yeah, no, we're good.
Doing the most work, getting the least.
Well, we're gonna send you a check. Nabil's gonna pay you. Nabil's got it.
Mhm.
He's got it.
Pay her for
He
anything.
handles our
Whatever.
finances.
I don't handle any finance. I can barely handle my own. I don't even know how much money I have in my bank account right now. This is insane. 5 questions of doom. Are you ready, Cheyney? Are you ready? Can you handle this?
I don't know if I can. I just
All right.
Not a lot of people make it.
I stretch out real good for this one. Let me ask you this first question. You're a part of a community of belly dancers. You're very proud of this community.
Yep.
Would you say you like it when people refer to you as you people?
Like you people.
Is that offensive, or is that offensive to you at all?
no.
Okay. Okay. So you people are okay with that. All right.
We aren't quite human, so I mean, I guess if you need to other us, like, I don't understand.
I love that.
I laughed writing every one of these questions. Juan, do you want to go to the next one, or am I just running them off?
Yeah, I'll ask this next one here. So, actually, no, you asked that one because I'm going to ask the fourth one.
Okay, yeah, sure. What are you an absolute Karen about? What is an unimportant pet peeve that you will just be in a complete Karen about?
Yeah.
Put your fucking shopping carts back in the damn stall when you're done with them.
That is so Karen. I'm so proud of you for answering that.
And it's genuine on just how fast she can answer that question. She has sat with that for years, and it never goes away, and it doesn't get any better. I think I'm. Do you just not Instacart? Is that not your thing?
Oh yeah, 100%. I definitely do. Like HEB, like instant delivery, Whole Foods, all that like stuff. But definitely pre-pandemic, I was the one like going around and like picking up all the carts left like on the medians or in those stops and like putting them in and just like
how many people
cursing at everyone.
How many people thought you were a hobo for that?
Like, this is a girl out here trying to steal
She has stolen her 4th cart today.
Oh my God, is nobody going to tell her anything? COVID,
she has enough money. She bought $130 worth of groceries.
I do have a story about that in Chicago one time.
Please hear this.
But I can't tell that story on camera, so we'll talk later.
Touché.
Sorry.
All right, next question.
For all of your tens of listeners, I apologize.
Wow.
Next question.
Wow.
Don't apologize to them. Don't apologize to anybody.
We had a great Spotify following. Okay.
Right, you carry your Karen
Podcast
flag everywhere
nation.
you go. That's right. Next question. Why do white women love us?
Wait. Us as who? Us?
Juan and I. Wait,
Yeah.
Why do white women? It's because you're cuddly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just get good cuddle vibes. Like you're like those big, like slightly smelly, a little matted up stuffed like teddy bears that you have from like age 2 to like, you're like 45 years old in the fetal position rocking back and forth because someone didn't put their shopping cart away, and like you just have some Cheeto stains on there, some like little crusties around the nose. Like that's
a white shirt for that.
That's why.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
That works. Yeah, checks out. Okay.
Good.
Yeah. Good.
Go for it, Juan.
This is a very serious question. If you could be any food in the world, why did you choose black licorice? I think we all want to know this. This has probably been the one question that everyone's been asking. Why did you choose black licorice?
While she's laughing, Tom, I miss you and I love you. Go on.
Unbelievable. Oh, you're muted again. Uh-oh. We can't hear you. What happened? Oh, did your headphones die?
Technical difficulties. Bum, bum, bum.
Hello?
Bum, bum,
Can you hear
bum,
me?
Oh,
bum.
hear you
Yes,
now.
there we go.
There we go.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
I was gonna say mac and cheese, but damn it, do you know my soul?
Do it. Black licorice. Do it. You
Black
savage.
licorice.
You taste
Because I like
disgusting,
being left alone.
and it's
Are you gonna let
unappealing.
me answer?
Oh, I'm sorry.
God. Once again, the man talking over the woman after they ask her a question. And
Oh yeah, men's rights.
I can't. I tried to give him just to be a good friend. I can't go with him on this one.
No, you can't.
I go with you a lot of places, Nabil. I'm not going with you on this one.
You
I'm sorry, my
listen. I appreciate you trying to be a friend with benefits. Go on.
Damn it.
Why would I be black licorice? Because I enjoy being left alone in a cellophane bag at the bottom of the grocery store, left there for the last 2 decades.
Hold on. Please don't use big words on this podcast like cellophane.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wrapper.
Thank you.
There you go.
I appreciate that.
The plastic wrapper.
We have Southern listeners.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. Did y'all know I'm from a small farm in East Texas? Let me slip into my Southern twang. I think
there it is.
Palatable. Yeah.
That's a real
Yeehaw.
Cheyney. Now you know what you got her name. Now you know what you got her name.
I love it.
Okay.
Also, once I've been left alone for the appropriate amount of time and someone finally discovers me and takes me home, I make a good whipping stick.
Ooh, I've been hitting with a couple of those. So, real question now, because I'm actually curious, part 2 of that. Outside of black licorice, what food would you be?
Everyone loves mac and cheese.
So you think everyone loves you? Is that it? I'm gonna have a Dr.
No.
I do love mac and cheese. I do love carbs.
I am a Libra, so apparently my astrology or horoscope or something, I don't really understand all that, but apparently it means that I'm constantly trying to get people to love me and people please, and they wouldn't be wrong. So recovering people pleaser.
I like that.
My astrology sign says I'm constantly using the bathroom. Next question.
That's gross.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
I don't think you do.
All right, moving on.
With vomit.
In a zombie apocalypse, what prop would you use?
I'm definitely killing you first.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Well, that was not the question. Did I talk over you? I'm so sorry. Let me back that up. I will be more patient.
I miss the days when we could just repress the shit out of women. In a zombie apocalypse.
We are in those days. It doesn't matter me.
Yeah, we didn't leave.
A zombie apocalypse. Could you hurry up and get the question?
Can you get to the point?
You actually kind of took part of my joke away. In the zombie apocalypse, what prop would you use to defend yourself that you use when you belly dance? And why would you kill Juan first?
I would kill Juan second because I've already killed you. But the prop that I would most likely use come to mind.
I feel like this one's a pretty easy one, but go on.
I mean, for you, yes, because you've almost been slain.
Several times.
By the prop I know you want me to say. But
I have definitely almost been slain and stabbed through the heart. There's video evidence.
There's 2 answers. One that I know Nabil expects me to say is one of my 5 swords. The other one, though, I actually used it last night, is the Asaya or cane. And my cane is covered in like rhinestones.
It was glittery as shit.
Yeah. So just like blunt force trauma. Yeah. Just bedazzled by blunt force. Like, I think, can I get that on a cup from Carl's Customs Creation?
Absolutely. You want a bedazzled cup or you want the cane? But like, we can go either way with this.
You can go either way with it.
Possibilities are endless.
Yeah. I want death by bedazzled blunt object or something, like on a bedazzled cup, please. Okay. Let me know how I need to make that happen.
Say less.
Okay, good answer. Bonus question.
I'm sorry, pause. So I survived the 5.
Yeah, you made it. You made the 5. Well, I mean,
you got one more.
Because
No,
here's
wait
the
a
thing.
minute. Now,
Well,
in the contract, we said 5. We did not say bonus 6. This is huge. Again, exploiting women. Like,
however,
One lawyer enough.
death is very surprising and happens
Absolutely.
unexpectedly, and you can't plan for these things.
Final destination, homie.
This
Final
is
destination.
just when you thought you made it out of the horror house. JK, the killer's
I'm sorry,
in
the
your
what?
car. The horror.
The what?
Horror.
Oh, I'm in the other
horror.
house. I'm in the other house.
Well, Nabil, you are a horror house, Nabil, but out of the horror house. The killer's in your car, Nabil.
I mean, I'm sex work positive, but like that completely painted a different picture.
Yeah, that was a whole other thing.
The last question is, it's not really a question. I just never liked you, and I just want you to know that. That's really it. It's not a question.
Yep.
Just wanted to say
good.
that.
Awesome.
Hey, Samer, how's it going, by the way, buddy?
We give a shout out to the people listening. Oh, Chris Bell. What's up, buddy? My CSA from work's on the call. Chris Wise is on the call. We got Thomas Moore. I keep calling it the call because I've been on work shit all day. On the stream, sorry. Muffin Jar, aka Muffin Top, aka Sammer. What's good? What's happening? We got people listening.
Just so you know who Muffin Jar is, Muffin Jar was my cousin that wouldn't stop talking through your dance routine a few weeks ago.
Wait, was he the one that like casually assisted me when I did this like incredible backbend?
Yes.
Yeah. What's it? Stammer? Is that it? Stammer,
yeah.
Right? Yeah. Hi, Stammer. Good to see you again. Kind of. I don't really see you, but
He's in the chat.
Oh, okay. I don't get to see the chat.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, listen.
You don't get many talking lines.
I don't. I don't talk a lot on this show. So if you pull up YouTube from our stream, you can see the chat as it's going on.
That's too much effort.
It's a lot. It's a whole thing.
I just learned I'm not even getting paid for this. So
wow. I mean, the bill's gonna pay you. You just gotta.
Oh, and in answer to
I'm leaving.
your bonus question. Bye.
Fuck, he's back.
I like Sammer better, so okay.
Yeah.
He's actually helpful.
We both know it's not true. That's not true. Yeah, instead of he's helpful, I just get shit thrown at me in the middle of your dances. Here you go. Here's my fucking cape. Boom.
Take it. Or
no,
like
did this really
thing.
Like, I was really I had conflicting emotions around it because you don't touch the belly dancer, and I guess he legit thought that I was like not okay. I don't really know, but like to paint a picture at home, I was doing this like 90-degree back bend in front of, well, I guess to the side of him, because the joke was he's sitting on this like couch at Aura Hookah Lounge where I dance, and I did this like 90-degree back bend over the back of the couch, and I was like, face to face essentially with him while I was like playing Zills. And I don't know if he just like thought I needed an assist, but he just like gently put his hand up and like pushed me up. And
his default nature is to be incredibly helpful and super polite. So
yeah,
it's just
wasn't offended by it. Normally I'd be like, "Oh, get you with me," but like
he's a Boy Scout. It's fantastic.
I love it so much.
I thought you were gonna fall, and I got worried. Is what he said.
That's fair. That's fair. If there's not an element of danger during my shows, I'm not doing it right.
Facts.
Yeah, at least 2 people die.
I do know.
The show.
Firsthand.
So awesome. Genuinely, I want to thank you for joining us. We get to hang out with you all the time at Aura. You were even here at my housewarming. You did incredible.
That was your house?
I don't pay
it's
for
a rental.
it.
It's a rental.
That's way too nice to be yours.
No, right? That shit's weird. Beneath this sloppy exterior lies a man who has some sense of direction. And so, no, we're genuinely grateful to have you.
Yep.
And so, honestly, we wanted people to meet you and know more about you, and honestly, like get introduced to you, and maybe like throw your name out there, and hopefully grow your brand. And so, go on, Juan.
Yeah. Great. This was very smoothest show today. But like, I mean, to kind of piggyback on that as well, like, I think when we were we're building out our episodes for this show, I hit Nabil early on with the idea of like what we wanted, right? We really kind of wanted to showcase some of the people that we know that are thriving, people that are kind of doing things different. And when we met you over the many times being at Org and getting to talk to you, you might be one of the more fascinating people that we've come across, just from not only your line of work, but your history, your how you kind of brought up, and just your personality as a whole. All of that has kind of mixed together into this perfect storm that is you, right? And I think in that is a phenomenal story and lesson, or something to be taken away from someone who might hear it. And what perfect platform than what we have in the idiots that listen to us on a reg. So
I think part of the reason of what makes you so fascinating is that you talk to us. So
starts with that.
I was gonna say two things. One, that's probably the nicest you've ever been to me, and nicest thing you ever said.
Fair.
And two, can I put like a perfect storm like on my resume moving forward? I feel like that's like the perfect.
It works. That's it.
I was gonna say it encapsulates me better, but I need to dumb it down for Nabil. So
what is that?
it sums me up real good.
What
Thank you, Juan.
It brings it together. Nabil,
okay.
It brings it together. You know, you get how it works.
So now that I've been insulted properly, I'm going to jump into some questions that I think we've asked you probably a million times, but I don't know. We think your story is fascinating, and so honestly, we'll just start at the basic. Like, why did you choose to belly dance? How did that get started for you?
Oh, belly dancing specifically?
No, I would just say dancing in general.
Oh, okay.
You do more than just belly dance. So, like, as your career choice, why dance of the routes to go?
Yeah, so I actually didn't choose dance. Dance was chosen.
Me. Yeah.
Oh no, I wish it was that cool. I can't be that enlightened about it. No, the story I don't even think you guys have fully heard is that in 4th grade I had this huge crush on this kid, and his dad was the coach of the soccer team.
All right.
And so when soccer signups came up, I was like, "Oh, I'm about to slide in to them soccer cleats."
So you were modern day cleat chaser. If we have to,
yeah. There you go.
What it was, you were a cleat chaser.
100%. And anyway, I like begged my mom to like sign up for soccer, and she signed me up for baton twirling lessons instead.
Turn up. That's awesome.
Yeah, and I was like real big mad about it, and I showed up to my first lesson in this like tiny studio that, I'm not even shitting you, the ceiling was like literally 5'2", like and I was already had hit my growth spurt, so I was like skimming the ceiling, and we're like trying to do baton tosses and shit in there. And honestly, yeah, I was hooked. We did our first routine to Aretha Franklin's Respect, and from that point on, like I had no chance. Do
you still remember the routine?
Yeah, I do actually.
Do you ever forget a routine? Like,
yeah, every day. The brain space isn't like, it's all just coming and going, room for choreographies and then not like, but yeah, weird shit like that will stick in my head.
I love that.
Yeah. But from there, I got hooked. I started doing, so like baton twirling competitively. I won a bunch of awards. Turns out I was actually like really good at it. Joined some teams, started doing like other forms of dance, lyrical, ballet, tap, jazz, novelty, where I was like throwing hoops around and stuff and like other weird things. Started helping teach at the studio, started choreographing, just kind of like went from there. And by the time I got to my senior year of high school, I actually like had planned to go on and become like a dance student, you know, at the university. And I ended up actually like tearing like my hamstring. Like I like messed up my hamstring doing a beauty pageant. piece actually, and it was all real dramatic. It was not funny at the time.
Of course not, no. But just that's how it happened. Of all the things you've done prior to that where you could have torn it, it was in a beauty pageant.
What did you want to do? I didn't even want to be there. Like it was seriously like a Clerks moment where it was just like, I'm just to be here today. So yeah, and that like tanked it. Like I stopped dancing entirely, and it was all very dramatic. I'll save that for another day. But yeah, and then I like went and got a music degree instead, and then didn't touch dancing until my roommate turned best friend. Turns out she was a belly dancer, and when she told me that, I was like, that's a thing, like that's real. And she asked me to come to one of her performances, and man, she walked into that room, and she didn't even walk. She like floated into that room. She's gonna be so embarrassed if she ever like sees or hears this. But no, man, she came in with such like embodied like feminine power, just like that energy that like it made every head in the room just turn and zero in on her. And like the things that she was doing was just so powerful and beautiful and sensual, but not like sexual. And I had just never seen movement done in that way, and I was entranced. And then she ended up like teaching a community class like through the rec center, and I went to support her, and turns out I was pretty good at that too, because you know when you have a bunch of dance background. Yeah, and then 2013 I started like taking like official lessons, and then did that for several years. 2017 moved to Austin for a corporate job, and then he just said fuck it, I'm gonna go pro. So I have to
ask, what was your corporate job?
I won't say who it was for.
Oh, come on.
You're not there anymore. Who cares?
Exactly. Gives a shit.
Because
fair.
I was actually fired from that job. It's actually kind of a part of the origin story. I was fired from that job because I was working off the clock.
I got yelled at from my previous employer for working off the clock. That was
I would have
hilarious.
preferred them to just yell at me. But I was already on my way out the door anyway. I had like savings. I was like gonna go full-time pro. At the time I was also doing commercial modeling, and so it was like it didn't really make sense. Damn, that choked you up that hard?
Wow. Why are you laughing at her?
I'm just emotional. You know, I just get it's just so much sometimes hearing about it.
It's verklempt. That means he's choked up, Nabil.
I don't know what choked up means. Hopefully he dies from it. Go on.
Oh gosh. But yeah, so anyway, I like went to this belly dance garage sale. That's a thing. And it's where a bunch of belly dancers sell their old costumes. And I bought like 2 like professional handmade in Egypt costumes that fit me like a dream. And I hung them up on my wall. At the time I was sleeping on an air mattress on the floor. Big and bougie.
Turn up.
That was real.
Real talk.
And I hung them up on the wall across from the bed. So it was the last thing I saw before going to bed every night. And first thing I saw when I woke up in the morning, got my butt up and I practiced in my like $5 mirror that I got from Target. And now here I am living the dream.
There's something about that struggle moment. Like I in my own story, that bottom, right there, that bottom molds you to be the person that we are today. And it's like, it sucked when we were in it. when you were at that moment of like, this is probably as lowest as I ever wish to accept to be in my life. But it's the driving force, at least for myself, and you might be able to relate, that like, make sure I'll never get to that moment again. Once I've been there, I will out hustle whoever the hell I have to, or do whatever I need to make sure I don't hit that bottom. But I love hearing people's bottom story. That could be taken way out of context. But like, I love finding that out because it's so interesting and relatable when you see people now in the success that they have in their life and you ask where it started, when you find how low it went, even through Nabil's laughter, it was just, it's great. It's like a child. He really is. It's the beautiful thing about the show.
I love everyone's bottom story.
At one time.
At
Oh man.
Oh, I also play the flute, so I always hate hearing that. Not gonna lie, but
when you majored in music, or you studied for that, what was your major? Was it just instrumental production? What was your jam?
So my major was technically music education. So like teaching, I was certified to teach K through 12. And I taught music for 5 years, kindergarten through 6th grade. And it was a blast, but it did not align with life.
I'm sorry.
You also have to, when we do these, it's probably happy. This is not going to be the last time. There's moments where Nabil can't leave a statement and it'll carry on to the progression of the show where he just gets the giggles and he can't help himself. Look at him. He's just a giant child. Can't compose himself. Get your fucking life together. What's happening right now? We have
if we were in my classroom, right, I would ask you if you need some structured rest time over in the corner where no one can see you.
You know where I fucked up? I was fine. And then I clicked the YouTube page and I saw myself laughing. And then I remembered
why you were laughing.
I shouldn't have done that. That's
Sammer, so you're 100% correct. Nabil, you do have feminine energy.
I have elegant feminine energy.
When he enters a room, everyone notices for one reason or another.
So, I mean, when you talk about being at the bottom, what would you? I was trying to seriously move on here from your power bottom comment.
God damn it.
The worst part is it's like it's a serious question. I blame you, really.
The worst part right now is you have to restate that statement to get back into the question. So
when you were at your lowest, what was your lowest one? Because I admittedly speaking for myself, I always had a safety net with my family being here.
Yeah.
In that
privilege. That's nice.
Incredibly privileged. And so I don't know if I ever went through, I know I didn't go through those same struggles. My struggles were, how do I get out of the safety net to where I'm on my own?
Yeah.
But I don't think I ever dealt with shit like I had an air mattress or power was out and I had to live with power being out or some shit. So what was that for you?
Yeah, I mean, mine was right when, so I guess failure could be if I had to write a book in my life, it would just be, the title would just be failure. But like the definition and how I would define it would be completely different, to where the things that happened in my life, if you looked at it at face value, 100% would say, damn, you really failed there. And for me, college from the face value was a huge failure if you looked at it. I mean, I was academically suspended twice. I was kicked out of a dorm room, kicked out of the dorms because I was academically suspended, had to figure out where the fuck I was going to stay twice. And then when I finally got my shit together and decided that, all right, I need to transfer out of this university and I need to go do something that I care about, which was audio production. I loved music. So that was the drive. At that time, this was my roommates I had in college for 4 years. We were all dispersing. One graduated, the other one was in his grad degree, but he was living with his girlfriend. And another one of my friends who's watches the show a lot, like we were going to go and essentially be roommates. We had talked through it. We were like, hey man, let's go live down in Austin. Like it was kind of the goal, right? So I was looking up spots and trying to find cheap places for us to live, found some things for us to go to. And then, things didn't work out that way, right? Like he ended up rooming with somebody else, and I was kind of left high and dry. And at that moment, I didn't have a job. Now I didn't have a place to stay. And the school that I was going to is in Round Rock, and I lived in Belton, Texas. For the uninitiated, that was about a good 45, 50-minute drive.
Yikes.
From Belton, Texas to there. And I'm like, I can't, we're literally moving out of this house in 2 days, and I don't fucking have anywhere to go. I'm sorry, 2 days, 2 weeks, and I have nowhere to go. So I'm scrambling. When that time came to move, I luckily had somebody who let me put my shit in the garage. I slept in my car for like a week because I didn't have fucking anywhere to go. I had no money to go get a hotel room. I'm a broke college kid, so I had nothing, right? I was very fortunate that my connections allowed me to have a buddy who was on the baseball team at UMHB, who parents bought him a house that he was in all the years he was there. Just so happened to line up that all of the baseball guys who were roommates with him are gone for the summer. And he's like, yo, I got a room. Like, if you want to come, you can stay. I'll only charge you like $200, utilities included, if you want to stay here until you find somewhere to go. So I was like, I can afford that. So like that allowed me to get out of my car and stay with somebody. And like, that was the moment where like, I will never fucking be homeless again. I will never fuck up and get to a point where I don't have a place to call my own. And that's been the drive. Like, as long as I don't get that low in my life, Gucci. I'm good with any other thing I do, right? But like, that was the driving motivator. And even today, like, everything I do is to make sure I'm never homeless again. Because although there are some people who deal with it for much longer than a week, sleeping in your car fucking sucks. I don't give a shit if you had to do it for an hour, for 24 hours, for like, it doesn't matter. None of that shit's great, because it's like, you're just nerve-wracked. And like, I had to go shower at a fucking gym. I had to go to our university, which I didn't have a membership to. Luckily, I just knew people, so they let me go in and shower, and you brush your teeth in the fucking sink. Fucks with you a little bit, especially in a public place, right? Camera away. But yeah, no, that's my bottom, power bottom story.
Wow.
Yeah,
Thanks for sharing, Juan.
Cheyney, if you feel like sharing a story, go right ahead. If it's too much, I'll understand. Some people are traumatized by that struggle. I get it.
Look, there's a lot in my life. I have therapied about it, so we're gonna breeze past that one. But I will say I can commiserate with like sneaking into the 24-hour gym at like 4 o'clock in the morning to like wash the crusties off. Like, yeah. I've been there. I did have the privilege of being a like conventionally attractive woman at the time, and so like,
me too.
When I got hungry, I would just like put on a dress and go exist at a bar, and definitely had like food and stuff provided for me by very well-meaning gentlemen, of course.
Only the most upstanding citizens.
Yeah, only the most.
Only the most.
Gold stars all around. Yeah. So yeah.
So, actually, a real quick plug. Where can people see you? Where do you perform? Tell us about that. Tell us about your Instagram page just before I move on to your next question. Please, free plug right here for you.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. So on Instagram, you can find me at Cheyney Teagan Dance. If somebody wants to drop that in the chat, that'd be super helpful.
On it.
Thank you. And that's where you'll see all my belly dance adventures. I am also at Teagan's Follies. It's kind of like my alt account where I do more like go-go and theatrical fusion type style dancing. So like, you'll see me dressed as a giant Venus flytrap on there, or like some other weird things. Yeah. So I try to keep the two lives separate, because it gets confusing for potential clients, because Instagram is your portfolio now.
Sure.
Yeah. And as far as like seeing me live, I'm at Aura Hookah Lounge every other Thursday. You can take my belly dance classes on Tuesdays and Wednesdays in South Austin. And yeah.
So
has anybody ever like hit you up to like, I feel like we've talked about this, but has anybody ever hit you up like on your page, like, because you say it's like your portfolio? Has anybody like professionally been like, hey, come join this movie set or this music video or some wild shit like that?
Yeah. So most of my contacts actually go through Instagram. It's a blessing and a curse because my DMs are wild, y'all. It is.
I can only imagine.
I say a lot of stupid shit to you, so you're right. It is pretty wild.
No, so it's always like terrifying whenever I like go to check my Instagram messages at some point during the day and I see the notification and it's like, is this actually money or is this just
some bullshit?
Gross. Is this gross that I can turn into money? Like, oh man. So
how do you filter that shit out?
Yeah.
Like, I'm curious. Like, what? Like, have you realized this person's like for serious? Like, you know, for realsies?
It's a dice roll.
Do you just check their Instagram page and like look at their followers or like Google
them?
Yeah.
So first off, like there are most of these messages that I get, if they're not telling me like how they found me, why they're even in my DMs and like what their event is in like the first message, I'm probably not taking them seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I probably don't even respond. If they have passed the vibe check at that point, then I will click into their actual account and I will look through to see how many gym selfies they have or how many pictures of their car. Or my favorite, all women, all belly dancers that they don't know.
That's right.
That's a thing. That's a thing. Do y'all know that that's a thing? Like,
no.
There are people out there who have Instagram accounts where they just reshare other belly dancers that they've never met for whatever reason. And
you had a post recently about that, didn't you? Somebody was like stealing your shit and was like trying to like claim it, right?
Kind of.
Okay.
Kind of. I had someone take content off of my Instagram page and edit it to look sexually explicit.
That's
and then posted it on their Instagram. And I got big mad.
Fair.
So you would say that's a no-no?
It is a no-no. At least one, asked me, and then two, like offer to pay me. I don't know, like
something along those lines. Like just like.
So I'm more or less bouncing around on the questions that we have, but this kind of goes into the flow of the conversation. So, like for you, like what is what are boundaries people should understand, or what are some like, hey, don't do this, or you're coming off as an asshole if you do X, Y, or Z. What are those things as far as like decorum is concerned?
Yeah, so I've actually built like a whole belly dance business course around this for my community members, because this is not info that I had coming up. Like all of my mentors didn't have to deal with social media, didn't have to do with like the ever-evolving culture of belly dance gigs. And so number one, when live, like if you're watching me live, please don't touch me. Like, don't do it.
Sammer. I'm sorry. Didn't want to.
God damn, Sam.
Unbelievable, man.
But like when you're out there and you're between dances and telling you, hey, good game. Like that's cool, right?
Like the five.
We just do our dap.
Sure. Like, I guess, but like also read the room. Like, do I have two swords on my head and like one on my shoulder? You know, like, please don't come up to, do I have live flames on my body at any point in time? Like, please don't. And that leads me into my next point. Like, please don't come into my dance space. One of the things that I don't know what it is, but like people love to do this where my bad. It's okay, man. I understood what your intent was. You had already passed the vibe check. You're good. But yeah, the one thing that I see a lot of, and I don't know why people, like what possesses people to do this, but they love to come up while I'm dancing. Okay. I am like in my zone. I am doing my thing, probably whipping out some glorious combo that I've spent hours crafting. And they will say the words to me, I'm a belly dancer too. And they'll like lift their shirt and they'll start like gyrating.
Truffle shuffling on you?
I just like,
what if I was being an aspiring belly dancer? I don't see why you're shitting on my dreams. Wow. Okay, go on.
Or maybe in the middle of your routine, someone tells you that you should do this for a living. Maybe that's another, that's a.
Y'all cannot see the side eye I just gave Nabil. But yes, actually, Juan, you made me break character with that line a couple weeks ago.
Proudest moment of my life.
Again, was just showing you my best moves. I had prepared them, and I had come with a gift. And you dropped that line on me, and when I say I cackled, I am not exaggerating. Like, immediately fell out, like doubled over, just laughing. I was so pissed at you. God,
listen, you'll learn, like, when you're in it, you shouldn't come towards us when you're at your peak.
I wouldn't do that.
I would never do that.
I'm not going to do that. He will. I'm not doing that shit.
I would 100%. Listen, there's two things in life, right? If I can break someone's like focus in laughter or kill someone in laughter, that is like my ultimate goal in life. That is literally
killed laughing.
I would I feel like you win any form of comedy prestige if someone died from laughter from something you said. Literally kill over it. And that's all I want in life. That's all I live for.
So one no.
I don't normally like endorse heckling during my shows unless I'm the one doing it. But no,
I call it heckling. I would consider it conversation amongst friends. That's
for the children at home. For the children at home, exactly. I want everyone to understand. Like, this is another boundary.
Don't do what I do. Don't be me.
Heckle me. Unless I have stacked multiple swords on your head and made you stand up and shimmy in front of dozens of people. So yeah, Juan has been personally victimized by me on multiple occasions.
I owed her that,
he did. It was fair.
I love that.
You're right. So it is a cry for attention from him. Yeah. Thank you.
For lack of social awareness or intelligence. He is pretty dumb.
That's racist.
So heckling is a no-no. Touching
is a no-no. And then also the one thing that really, really grinds my gears, and it's been happening to me a lot more recently, and I'm not sure why, but refusing to tip me if I refuse to give you my phone number. Like, don't ask me for my phone number. One, I'm at work. Okay. Two, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna take a few steps on that one.
Just back up a little bit.
All right.
How many performances are you doing where people are asking you for your number?
I like the level of privilege in that statement too. Like, I ain't giving you shit until I get some business.
Right? Like, that's what I don't the psychology that goes into someone who like has the audacity to look you in the eyes and then at the chest and then back at the eyes and be like, you are great. You are the best belly dancer I have ever seen. How do I tip you? And can I have your number? And I'm like, no, you cannot have my number. I don't give out my personal information. Sorry, but you can tip me via these things. And they're like, oh, well, if you're not going to give me your phone number, I'm not going to tip you. And I'm like, bitch, do you need your tip? Let's go.
I love that.
How badly do you need that? No. My head.
It's fucking weird, man.
People, man.
So, okay, I see the next question. So, outside of my house for me, what's like the craziest gig you've ever done? We'll say good crazy and bad crazy, so we'll make it fun.
That's y'all, I have a crazy life. Like, it's pretty wild. I'm very like blessed to say that, honestly, because it's never dull. craziest good gig I've ever done. I was once asked to be a charcuterie board on a table.
Okay.
So let me paint you a
What?
picture.
I feel like the smell of that much salami would make
Well,
me
hold on,
throw
hold on,
up
hold on.
as I'm laying down.
Okay,
some
but it was
cheeses.
like it was belly dance charcuterie board. So the food wasn't real.
Okay.
And it was glamorous. It was very bedazzled. So one of my friends, Devin, she actually like constructed this headpiece, right? This very ornate headpiece where it was like an actual full-on charcuterie board, like a like an actual wooden board, and there was like fake cheese and grapes and crackers and like the actual little cheese knives and stuff were on there. And and then I had this like foam board that had a circle cut out in the middle that I could like connect via Velcro, and it had a lace tablecloth coming off on all four corners. So I was straight up a charcuterie board. And I was doing belly dance to none other than Bohemian Rhapsody. While like 10, I may be exaggerating or misremembering that, but it felt like 10 contemporary style dancers were like doing things around me. And then there was like Beelzebub on a pole, like an actual like dance pole behind me, like with full on like devil makeup and accoutrement, like dropping into splits from seemingly the ceiling, and then like another woman coming through, and like the actual producer of the show and the person that asked me to do this, and she was dressed like just so over the top and crazy. It was a wild time. It was great. It was really, honestly, like probably #1 craziest good gig of my life. It was a lot of fun.
2 questions. One, was this a coordinated dance between all of you?
Oh yeah.
And then what was the theme of this fucking gig?
Meats and cheeses? Like it was.
Are you ready? Are you ready for this?
Were you paid in salami? Like, what?
You can eat as much salami and cheddar as you want, and Havarti. We're fancy.
Immediately, you're my favorite client if you feed me. But that's just a sidebar.
I regretted it.
No. The theme was Dali's Feast. So it was like a surrealist take on like Salvador Dali. And like it was like supposed to be this whole idea of if Salvador Dali was inviting people to eat at his home, like who would show up, and how do you interpret that via dance? It was actually like a really cool concept that I got to see people like do some really awesome things for, and I got to be the most glamorous, attractive like charcuterie board out there on the planet.
I love that. That's actually pretty dope.
So then, I'm sorry, go on, Juan.
No, I'm done, dude. Like, apparently what I have to say doesn't matter, dude. So
it doesn't. It's just, you're not the special guest.
You know what? I don't need the shit.
So what would be the worst gig you ever did outside of this one?
Definitely your housewarming party. No.
Okay. Wow.
I agree. I'd second that.
That was almost disastrous. It wasn't disastrous. It was like, there was obviously the happy birthday part for my sisters, but they showed up like 10 fucking minutes before you. And they were like, yeah, we'll be there at 5. It's 7:15. I'm like, oh my fucking Lord. Sorry. Worst gig you've ever done?
Anytime someone says you are the gift, I'm just going to sum it up with that, because I learned early on that when someone says that to me, they don't realize they're hiring a belly dancer, and it gets really awkward when I'm not taking my clothes off.
Yeesh.
So
maybe because I like grew up around this, like belly dancing is just like belly dancing is part of my culture, being Arabic. How often do people mistake what belly dancing is? Because it's a it's a performing art.
It's a sensual dance.
No knock against it, but you're not a stripper. So like, how often do people like mistake what you're doing as not a performance?
Once they see me dance, there's no mistake.
Sure.
Even if they are still disappointed in the lack of rock and roll titties by the end of it. But
cheers, my cherry pie. Go on.
I love this. Sorry, Tamara's already on it. I was actually about to go into this.
I asked her that question before, yeah.
There is a lot of like history behind belly dance and specifically how it got to the United States. And to be clear, like again for the listeners at home, I specifically dance Egyptian Rakshaki or Dance of the East. So I am heavily entrenched in like Egyptian culture and approach the social aspect to belly dance. There is so many more styles out there that I have studied, but it's not like my main bread and butter. And so there is a very complicated history about how it specifically got to the United States and how it got kind of mixed in with sex work. And I'm not going to go like too deep into that, but there were some venues where there was like, I guess modern day we refer to as stripping, but back then it was like they took a coat off and that was scandalous. Where that was happening with belly dance and like, it's to say that all belly dancers are not strippers or sex workers would be to deny that is a thing that could exist, like would be irresponsible of me. And again, like I am very sex work positive. I think it's a valid form of work. It's just not something that I do. And so, yeah, I can understand, especially where we do have the strip club culture in the United States. I can see where the lines get crossed if you walk into a hookah lounge, I guess, and you see a belly dancer. But at the same time, like when I'm in, it is.
You're being very nice about this. I don't. I just
like there's clear
strippers.
There's strippers. There's an entry. You walk in. You know what you're getting. Like these two things are not the same.
I don't know if anybody's ever walked into a fucking Applebee's and a belly dancing starts happening. It's like some titties are gonna pop out.
Have you been to Memphis?
I actually have never. Well, I have been to Memphis. I've never been to an Applebee's. Actually, another thing about it.
There you go.
No, honestly, it comes down to I don't know why people do what they do or why people think what they think. I just try to be respectful of all sides of it. And the last thing I want to do when someone's like assuming I'm going to take my clothes off and they're like talking to me about it or like proposition me for sex work, I don't ever want to be like disrespectful or dismissive of that because thank you for asking.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in a way, like thank you for actually like being willing to pay for that service that you wish for and not just, take it. So, in a way, like I'm kind of like, yeah, good on you. But like also, bro, I'm at work.
Yeah, like I'm grinding
what I'm
right now.
doing
Like, I
at all. Like what a
I would say this. You're way nicer than I would be. The words fuck off would be immediate. So kudos to you.
You should here's an idea, here's a tip, right? You should make little business cards that just say fuck off. Right. And then anytime somebody is like, yeah,
call this number.
Give me a call. And you hand that and you walk away and then look at it, fuck off. It's the greatest. I think it's a fantastic idea.
So here's a question. If I got you business cards that just said fuck off on it, would you hand that out to people?
Yeah, mostly to you.
Hell yeah. I'm here for that. Let's do it.
I'm gonna request that you put a QR code on it. Just put a QR code.
And it's a picture of me doing this.
Yeah, and
it's gonna be a double bird. When they scan it, just literally double bird in it. It's great. I'm here for it.
Samer actually has like kind of a good question. Can I?
Yeah.
No, fuck him.
Okay.
Yes, go for
We're
it.
not gonna have actual.
Read the question and then answer it.
Yeah. So he said, so Rakshabi is more grounded and heavy style. How do you balance that with the mystique and mysticism you aim for? Okay, so maybe I didn't speak clearly enough. I do Rakshaki, not Shabi. I do mix some shabby, which he's right, is like heavy and grounded. It's more like popular culture style dancing, dance of the people, like stuff like that. I do a little bit of it. I sprinkle it through when it calls for it, like when I've chosen a song that's more like modern. But with the venues that I'm currently dancing at, shabby kind of like looked down on a little bit. So I tend to avoid that. And I do specifically the rock sharky, which is like the classical belly dance style. So I'm sorry if I didn't speak clearly enough on that, Summer. But as far as balancing it, if I was to include it, it's all about programming. So like, and it's all about the audience and who I'm working for. So like at Aura specifically, they love the classical sets, and all of the regulars that come in there love, like they love it when like But Wanna Speak comes on, or like, you know, Aflela Walela, like any of those, like they lose their minds over, and they start singing and they start drumming along, and it's fun. But I will usually like, I'll do the classical, and then I'll sneak in some like a little bit of what I like to call belly dance fantasy, where it's like touching on that mysticism and mystique. And you can see when I've like transitioned, like the veil is gone and I'm like doing a lot of like lower work, and like, you know, you can see it in the way that I'm presenting myself. And then I'll sneak in some shabby, and you'll see me be like, there's a distinct style change if I'm doing my job well.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if I'm explaining this well, but I
hope
that answered your question, Sammer.
It's also like a pretty obvious transition, just kind of by the tell of music and what you're doing. So I definitely see it. Have you taken Juan and I's suggestion of belly dancing to Drake or some Nicki Minaj, Megan Thee Stallion?
Look,
Doing
you have
gangsta
asked
poses.
me before if I can belly dance to anything. And the question is not can I, it's should I.
And you definitely should.
Yes, 100%. I'm very now that you brought that up, I'm very upset we didn't do that at your housewarming.
Just double checking.
I was like
I had to check for the police, you know,
make sure they weren't. Am I listening?
Yes, I have.
What has been your like? What's do you have a go-to, or was it just like it was on? And you were like, "Fucking, I'm a rocket."
Oh man, I love trying to create like staccato movements and combinations, much like I would do for like a drum solo. Again, so for those that are, like that don't know what aren't familiar with this,
the uninitiated.
Whenever you have like a belly dance drum solo, it's very much heavy like accents. So there's a traditional rhythm that frames the whole thing. So you might have like validity, which is like doom doom tech doom tech doom doom tech doom tech, or Ayub, which is just like doom da doom da doom da doom da, just over and over again.
I'm here bobbing my head. I'm like, all right, yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, you're like, we got this. But yeah, so anyway, when you get to drum solos, like it's really where you're supposed to get away from like the smooth and lyrical, you know, juicy moves of your other like classical dance sets or songs. And you want to show off. Like you want to show all of your ability, like your technical ability to have like your muscular isolations. And like, so I did a drum solo for a competition a couple months ago, and my big moment was I did like literally like an 8-point ab isolation in time to the music where it was going tech, 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 and nailed it. And it was a really cool moment because you just hear people being like,
she's crushing it.
So yeah. So, oh, sorry. Can y'all hear my dogs barking?
No.
Okay.
They're not here at all.
They're great. I love them. But anyway, so back to Cardi B. Whenever she gets to do her like raps, like I do low-key like love to try and like time those isolations, like it was a drum solo. So it's a little bit of a fun challenge for myself.
I'm going to go a little off script here. I'm going to ask this question.
Stay on script, goddammit. Stay on script. Please, God. Stay on.
No.
Please.
You're not my dad. So we've asked this question in Aura before, and I felt like it sparked a divide in the room.
Was it an anime question?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Because you like hip hop. You listen to hip hop. Is Drake an elite? Is Drake like an elite rapper? Is Drake a top?
No. You don't even have to finish your question. No, he's not. There are so many other people out there.
I just don't understand how he's not.
But also, if Drake were to call me and be like, "Hey, be in my music video," I would 100% sell out.
If that ever happened, please believe I'm like gonna drop into Drake's DMs and tell him you don't think he's elite. Like, I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna kibosh the whole thing. I'm gonna make sure
he's gonna definitely run through his six with his woes.
Fact, I'm
gonna
send him this episode.
Be the guy in the wheelchair in
Wheelchair
that one Canadian show.
Wheelchair Eddie and Degrassi.
Forever, like
I've never seen Degrassi.
Neither have I, but I just knew that.
Sorry, did you say Degrassi, like with your pinky up? Degrassi.
I'm sorry, I'm classy as hell.
With your Carl's Customs creation.
Also, too soon, bro.
Not doing that. Listen, all I'm gonna say, and we can move past it. I would challenge you to find me a rapper who has stayed relevant through multiple years of this industry and has been more popular than Drake. That's all I'm saying. You don't have to love his music, but from sheer success, you're not finding many better.
At least for that long.
Lil Wayne would be the second person only because he did the same thing longer.
I would contest and say maybe Kanye.
Kanye's another. As crazy as Kanye is, Kanye's going to drop an album tomorrow and people are going to sell that, buy it ASAP.
Okay,
I don't know if y'all can hear me popping my knuckles.
Oh, you sound like you're ready to lock and load.
I don't know why you want to beat our ass so badly.
Jesus.
No, that was me
by the way,
do a bunch of Google searching.
I am black and a minority, so if you beat my ass, you're going to jail. It's hate crime. But go on.
Oh, it's Texas, so
are you that card?
Touche. I'm in Travis County.
Water about that.
We're gonna address something right now. Sam has a question, but we're gonna address this. He started out by saying, "I'm sorry." Can you stop apologizing all the time? What are your thoughts on people that constantly apologize?
Me? Are you asking me?
Yes.
I really appreciate it when someone owns up to being wrong.
You're not wrong.
I know you wouldn't know anything about that.
I'm not wrong. As a man, inherently, I'm always right.
But I think there's a difference with like apologizing to you. Yeah, we're uncovering it on this episode.
I have too many options.
That ain't true. I know you way too much. That's not true at all. But like there's clearly a line between like somebody when you fuck up and you apologize for it, and then
you're not fucking up, dude.
Always apologize. Like I don't love the always apologizing guy. I'm just like, I'm so sorry I asked this question, or I was just like, chill out, slime. Like, you're good. Like you can.
You don't have to apologize. You're too good of a person. We know this already.
Yeah,
Sam, you're a rock star.
Chronically, like apologizes, then be like, yeah, I want to empower them to not feel like
chronic apologizer,
and maybe also like have some therapy about it.
I would rather you have a chronic drug problem personally.
Wow.
Just a hard drug though, like not anything serious. Cocaine, dude. Meth.
Black tar heroin. Just the light stuff.
The blackest of tars.
Wow.
So his question was he misheard you. Since you do rag Cherokee, did you ever learn any ballet since it incorporates similar elements?
So was Sammer here when I went over my backstory?
Probably, but was anybody listening?
Oof.
Sammer, you need to apologize for that. Like,
I'm
pro non-apology, but you need to apologize for not listening earlier.
They found out it was a female guest, and everybody turned off their
God.
sound.
This isn't about college football. Son of a bitch.
High school football's going on in the state of Texas, and I can't pay attention.
Yes, Stammer. I did study ballet. Around like middle school, I started, and I actually used to teach ballet to like 2-year-olds for a while there. So yeah, I did, and they are very similar. That's actually one of the reasons why I love belly dance so much, is that I get to incorporate all that different training and have it be prevalent in my performances. So good eye. Also, how do you know all of this stuff? Like,
he is one of the smartest people I think I've ever met in my entire life. He knows so much about so many things. It's insane.
I appreciate the actual insightful question, Sammer. Thank you.
Yeah, he is like a pit of knowledge. Like
ask him a question that you would want to know something about, and I guarantee you he has an answer or something.
Sam, are chairs real?
That's exactly what I was going to segue to. Sam, answer the question. Do chairs exist?
I hate you. I hate
you. Because
so
they don't.
Much.
They don't exist.
I feel like I'm about to get like.
I hate you so much for bringing this up.
I feel like I'm about to get like a really long explanation of this running joke, and
it's a joke because Juan hates it.
Because I hate it so much.
I also feel like there's going to be like a works cited page at the end of it, and I'm here for it. Like, I'm very excited.
He's going to give you like the most logical answer, way better than I could.
Sammer says, living in Kentucky, you've got nothing else to do but learn things.
I've lived in Kentucky. It's true.
Well, I was going to say, I've met other people from Kentucky, and they would not pass muster on that statement.
Those people are probably drinking whiskey.
Yes. I've lived in Kentucky. Not a lot of people are like Sam. So yeah.
No hate on people from Kentucky, but
I will. Fuck
I'm
Kentucky.
Gonna hate. Nabil's from Kentucky. Nabil doesn't want to tell people this, but Nabil's actually born in Kentucky.
I was in Kentucky for a year.
He's born in
when
Kentucky.
I was a kid. It wasn't my choice. Fuck being in London, Kentucky, which
there's a London, Kentucky.
London, Kentucky. Man, I thought Texas was bad at like stealing names from other places.
What's like the big city of Kentucky?
Like Louisville.
Louisville, that's right. Lowell.
And there's another.
You gotta say it all together. You gotta figure out how you can blend all of the letters into a sound.
Yeah.
Listen, my experience is that someone is actually from that city when there's not even like the actual letters being used. It's just lol.
Oh, where are you from? I'm from Laurel. Oh, okay, bad.
Lol.
How people from Kentucky say I'm from Louisville. I married my sister.
So to this chair thing, for the listeners who are here, we're going to do a conspiracy theory. We're going to do a conspiracy theory episode, and that might be the most angriest I'll ever get. There's something about the way my brain thinks that like I can understand and appreciate conspiracy theories, but then when it becomes like an argumentative point of science and factual information, I get very upset with the uselessness of it, which is this chair conversation. It upsets me so much, and he brings it up all the time.
One calls it high talk, even though
it's high talk. It's 100% high thought.
It's just how my brain is. It's like it always asking, like, what's the opposite of a penguin? What the fuck is the opposite of a penguin? Let's start asking these questions.
Why would a penguin have an opposite?
Obviously.
Exactly. It's fucking insane, right?
Why would it?
What would it be?
But why would it have one? Why does it have to have an opposite? What does a penguin have? What's an opposite of a human? Like, when you get specific, how do you have an fucking hate this so much? It's so raging.
Well, I mean, like, why does the word opposite exist? Because
there are some things that are opposites. There are, like, the opposite to hot is cold. Like, there are clear but some things don't have an opposite. Like,
a lot of things, everything has an opposite.
No, it does not.
There's a positive and negative to everything.
What's the opposite
Duality is a construct, bro. Like, don't even.
So are chairs. Thank you.
Okay, Sarah has answered. Can I please have the honor of reading
Absolutely.
this? Okay.
Absolutely.
I wish I had my glasses on for this. I could all right. Sammer says, chairs only exist conceptually. Since you believe in the idea of a chair as a concept, you identify an item as a chair. So, for example, you could look at a rock and call it a chair. It's not real. It's only a concept in your head.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
I'm here for it.
Wow.
Nothing in this universe existed as a chair, right? It doesn't, like, numbers are not real. It's a conceptual idea. You only have representations of number.
But we made it real.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
If
ready
you
for
don't
this?
exist,
Are you ready
it
for
doesn't
this?
exist.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
I'm sitting
The
down.
only part of the body that has ever named itself is the brain.
I have a real terrible response to that, and I'll take it off air.
Oh, he's still going, y'all. He's still going.
Go.
Lee. Okay, I love it. Okay, it's an idea that we invented, so it's not truly real. The physical world is real. I'm gonna disagree. And it is separate from the human mind because it's not a conversation. These fundamental units are arranged in different ways. The human mind names particular arrangements of matter as objects for easy reference. Assigning a name to something does not create a new thing. Therefore, all objects are merely references to bits of matter, not to independent, unified things. That goes along with what I said about the brain. Thank you, Sammer. Thank you.
It also, so
All
you
I'm
also
saying
now
is-
believe that chairs don't exist.
All I'm saying is chairs are real, man. I'm sitting in the chair right now. I buy chairs.
Listen,
It's the same.
I'm gonna go
It's
sit in a
also
bigger
the-
chair.
Listen.
It's also the same argument or the philosophy of the ship of Theseus that was made famous on WandaVision. How many things do you have to take away from what you're sitting on to where it's no longer a chair? And how many things have to be combined to make a chair? It is not
And also,
born as a chair.
Nah, it's a chair, dude.
Okay.
And also, we're all just a collection of atoms in meat suits on a rock
Absolutely.
floating through space. So why the fuck
Facts.
does it matter?
That's all I'm seeing. That's what I'm saying. Taxes.
That's why.
Taxes.
I gotta
All right.
literally
Look,
start
You
answering
want to talk
questions
about
that way.
conspiracy theories? Taxes.
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 That's just
not real.
robbery. That's not a conspiracy
It's
theory.
not
That's
even.
governmental robbery.
That's
Taxes.
It is.
How can I
We
get
just
Allowed
your
it-
money?
We just allow it to happen.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna go ahead and segue and get this back on track.
Right.
Listen, you have to, like, stay in shape to do this shit. And so my question to you is, what is your diet? What is your workout routine?
Ooh.
You don't just
Okay.
wake up and do an 8-point ab fucking dance to a
I woke
drum
up
beat.
like this. I woke up like this.
Flawless.
Beyonce. Loudest.
First off, I want to
Please tell me it's pizza.
deconstruct.
Oh, okay.
I want to deconstruct this idea that I don't think you meant to perpetuate. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt, but
No, I think he meant insult, so just burn him. Burn him. Like,
I did,
whatever you
honestly.
think he meant that shit.
Yeah.
No, man.
Totally.
Belly dance is such a welcoming art form that you don't have to look like me to do it. I am what they call conventionally attractive in the United States, and that's my privilege. And, like, you best believe I cash in on that. But no, I honestly, like, there are so many incredible dancers out there who come in all shapes, colors, and sizes, and, like, and some aren't even women, you know what I mean? And so, like, to say that, like, you have to be, like, an incredible shape like me is a little bit of an idea that I don't want to perpetuate.
Yeah, Nabil, you piece of shit. I just had to say that. I mean, listen, I'm like your anger translator. Like, you said it
Thank you
nicely,
for making me into a scumbag.
Yeah, because you are.
No,
You are. You're a piece of
I
shit.
really don't think.
All right,
you
well,
meant that.
here's the thing, Cheyney, you look like shit. How do you do it so well? What is your day-to-day like?
How do you keep that terrible physique?
It's like being an asshole.
So here's where I get into we circle back. We come full circle to the lowest of the low moments. What people don't realize about me is that I actually have, like, an autoimmune disease and a heart condition. So it is actually, like, super imperative that I follow, like, a certain restricted diet. And I don't mean restricted as in, like, calorie counting, like, fuck that. Unless you're, like, specifically trying to, like, build muscle or, like, tone, or, like, whatever. There's routes to do all of that. But, like, I specifically, like, I'm not supposed to have red meat because my body literally can't break it down. So my autoimmune disease is I can't process methylfolate or folic acid. Like I have to have it methylated.
Yeah.
That means chemically broken down, Nabil, into my system. So I have to like take all of my vitamins and minerals every day. Otherwise I don't get them from like if I eat an orange, I don't get vitamin C. So like when I discovered this, I had actually like had a heart attack while teaching at the age of 25.
Hey, me too.
Whoa.
Turn up, but not teaching though. But I'm in that group, man.
Yeah. So like they were very perplexed because I I wasn't a smoker, wasn't a heavy drinker. I like ran every day. I was in relatively good shape, and Sammer's still going. I love it.
I love him. He's fantastic.
He's going to school to be a doctor. I should mention that.
Oh, that's right. I remember that. So he'll know everything I'm talking about right now. But anyway, so that was something that like I refused to just like have the Band-Aid put on it. Like they put me on some statins and like, a bunch of like medication as we do in the American, healthcare system. Woo. And America. Sent me like a $10,000 bill afterwards. It was great. But yeah,
real easy.
Yeah, real easy, real good stuff when you're, a teacher. But yeah, so I kept hopping around to like a bunch of different cardiologists, different doctors, nurse practitioners, like anybody that would like take me seriously. And finally, like had this huge blood panel, like all this blood work done, liters of blood taken. And they came back and they were like, so here's the thing. I actually thought this was an invalid test because you got nothing. Like your levels are so low on everything. We're not even sure how you're actually functioning. And she started listing off all these symptoms about like, do you have like major anxiety and depression? Do you like, are you losing your hair? Do your fingernails fall off? Do you like, she was like all of these things. And I'm like, yeah, like
check
and
check.
Yeah,
check.
like it was like the first time I had felt seen, and like, these are things I had just lived with my entire life, and I didn't really think about looking into them until I almost like died from it. Yeah. And so I went on this like journey of trying to figure out how to beat this, because the way that she described it was she was like, look, you're young, you're healthy by all accounts, except for these things. And she was like, you're out of gas. If you were a car, right, like, and you were running out of gasoline, you're running out of fuel, you would eventually just like coast to a stop and stop working. And she was like, I give you about 5 years if you don't change before you stop working. And when you're 25 years old and someone is like looking at you in the eyes and essentially telling you you're going to die by age 30, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah.
So I started taking like everything I ate really seriously. Like I stopped drinking. I stopped like caffeine, like cold turkey quit. And we're talking like someone who was doing like 8 cups of coffee a day. Probably didn't help the heart condition I discovered later.
Not at all.
But yeah, so like I cut all that out. I like cut out dairy because that was a thing that apparently like I can't really process all that well and like makes things worse. Not to mention like also I'm just like low-key lactose intolerant, didn't know that. And red meat was a thing. Like, so there was all these things. And I got really good at making kale and chicken and rice, just boring ass white rice. And golly, and and I'm at crippling debt. And at the time I was like also immediately horrendously just single all of a sudden. That's a whole different story. And so I'm like trying to figure out how to like survive and, live on my own and pay these bills and also keep a roof over my head and like do all this on a teacher salary. And so I'm working multiple jobs. Like I was like working at Banana Republic in the evenings and then also dog walking on the weekends. And so like the hustle was real.
Yeah.
And I got real depressed And so the gym became my best friend. And I started training for like triathlons and competing in those. And I finally found it was a really, really dark time, but like through that, I really learned something about myself. One, I can dig my heels in and I can just do the thing. Two, like I really love working out. Like I really, truly do love it. I don't have any like hopes and dreams of ever being like a bodybuilder or anything like that, but like there's a certain like joy or a high that you get from just like taking care of yourself, at least that I experience. And it's, and like when you know you're putting in good foods, that I shouldn't say good foods, like good and bad foods, like that's such a bullshit way to boil things down, but like when you're putting in like nutrient dense things that your specific body needs because of like the way that you are chemically, in my case, imbalanced. And then you like slip and you fall back into like eating that queso or whatever, and you like recognize immediately how it changes you. Like it like you just, I really was able to see the night and day. And so it's honestly like really easy for me to stay on track most of the time. Now, that being said, I do love whiskey. I do love a glass of red wine. But like at the end of the day, I would rather like really get down on a turkey burger versus like eating some McDonald's. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I will say the bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, sans cheese, obviously for me at McDonald's in the morning is like the perfect hangover cure.
McDonald's breakfast is the shit. I mean,
did I answer the question? I'm sorry. How do 100%. I do this?
So you do 2 miles a day at the gym. Is what that's cool.
Seriously, belly dance is such a great workout. Like it really is. Like you're doing so many things and you're engaging your core in a way that like, and you're using muscles that like you're not doing on a normal basis. Like most of my students who have never had any kind of belly dance background or understanding, they're like, whoa, why do my obliques hurt so much? Why does my lower ab, what is this muscle right down here that I'm like suddenly,
what is this thing? Like what's happening down here?
It doesn't hurt right here. Not so much down here. But right in the,
right
there.
Right here.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's a really cool like art form that also helps you, you know, get to your version of healthy. Like, and it's super inclusive and anybody can do it.
So speaking of healthy, if you had to fuck, marry, kill queso, salsa, or guacamole, what is your choice?
Yeah.
Do you want fuck, marry, or kill on all three of those?
Yeah.
Yeah. In that order, like those three, which
like
ones?
Individually.
Like rank them. Like yeah.
Okay, give me the first one again.
Queso, salsa, or guac. Queso, salsa, and guac, sorry.
Yeah. Which one would you marry? Which one would you kill? Which one would you fuck?
This answer would be vastly different if you had asked me 5 years ago. But here we go. I would fuck the shit out of queso.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mom, if you're listening. Damn.
Wow.
There it is.
You like guac that much? That's crazy.
No, I'm
I mean, one you're gonna live the rest of your life with, one you're gonna kill off.
I'm gonna marry the mess out of some salsa.
Really?
But it has to be mild.
The
like
mess.
It can't be like spicy salsa. Like don't give me that like
ghost. I like my salsa to be a little spicy.
I like a little
I
love all salsa. Yeah, I like a little
Look, I can't.
See, so
you're gonna marry salsa and you're gonna kill guac, is what we're hearing.
I am. And here's the thing, and this is why I was hung up, because I like avocado. I don't do the whole like avocado toast bullshit. I mean, sometimes I do, but like that wasn't.
You're not
like
that
when
millennial.
you lump. Yeah, like when you lump me in with other millennials, that's like I'm not buying a house because I cut out avocado toast. You know what I mean? That's how Nabil did it, though.
Facts.
But I love avocado.
Something happened in the camera.
Oh, gee. Sorry. I love avocado like cut up and like put on a salad or like, whatever. But for some reason, like I can't get into guac. It's a texture thing. Like, why
Thank you.
do people
It's fucking
enjoy
weird. It's slimy.
eating literally like have y'all ever opened up a baby's diaper? That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Like tableside guac, no thank you.
I like to think it's some kind of a mix between baby shit and Nickelodeon slime. And it's kind of what it looks like to me. I'm just so not into it. I'm definitely
jazz it up with like tomatoes and
like,
onions and cilantro. Either like go on.
No,
yeah.
I don't mind guacamole in certain things. Like I'll put it on things. Like I like it on a burger in weird instances, like with pepper jack cheese and that. But to your point, if in that 3, I would murder guac, not because I think it's disgusting, but because I've never had a guac that's just blown my fucking mind. Like, regardless,
you can only have decent guac to really bad.
Exactly. There's no like, this is the greatest guacamole I've ever had in my life. Nope, it tastes like guacamole. Like
it's the Chinese
also, like,
food
there's just
of whatever.
Yeah. Well, there's also where I'm like, I'm paying $15 for someone to make this at my table for me when I can go home and do this better.
Facts.
Like there's always like a moment of like just y'all, we have reached peak lazy.
Salsa, however, I would fuck only because
I feel like that would burn.
Possibly. I've had great salsa. I've had bad salsa. And for that reason, I feel like that's equivocal to sex. I've had great sex. I've had shitty sex, but it's still sex and I would take it. Versus queso.
Bad sex is still great sex. I think we established that last week. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
That's all I'm saying. Facts. However, when it comes to queso, never met a queso I haven't loved.
Wait. Pause. Rewind that. I'm sorry. Nabil, could you say that again for me?
I'm reading Samra's workout routine. Thank you very much.
No.
No, restate that, Nabil, for the fans. We would like to hear. You'd like to hear that back.
What did I say?
You heard. You know what you said. You know exactly what you said. It was a sex comment. It was a sex comment.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Did you say all sex is good sex?
Yeah, bad sex is still great sex. You're still having sex. It's fantastic.
That's why you're single.
Yeah, here's the thing. There's a reason the title "bad sex" is a word, because bad sex can't also be great sex. It's not bad sex. I could have been doing anything else other than this bad sex that just happened.
Listen,
and I will label it as
here
bad
to talk
sex.
about belly dance, but now we about to do this.
What? Well, our viewer count just went up because of it, apparently. Listen, I mean, it's.
Hold on. Let me stop 1 second before we even progress any further. Chris Bell just mentioned, bro, grilled pineapple guac is perfection.
You're a disgusting human
being.
Is
that? The fuck is that? Chris, we're going to have a conversation on Monday at work about what the fuck is pineapple.
If there was a bad sex, it would be that. But
that sounds the epitome of, that is some fucking North Carolina shit. That's some Raleigh, North Carolina shit for your ass, because he lives out there. That's 100%.
You've had salsa that's made you vomit. I want to hear about that in the comments. Go on, Cheyney.
Divisive comments. Divisive. Here we go. You ready? This is super important. Super important. Does pineapple belong on pizza?
I'm accepting of it. I'm okay with it. Like, it's never going to be, so it'll never be the thing that I order. I'll never order a Canadian bacon pineapple pizza, but if it's there, I'll fuck with it, I guess. I'm not going to eat, but what's the fucking fish?
The anchovy.
I'll never fucking touch anchovies. That's
fucking
disgusting.
Okay. Worst date I've ever been on. You ready? Worst date I've ever been on.
Why have you been with people that hate you?
Worst date I've ever been on. And if he's listening by some strange
God, I hope you're a champion.
God, I hope so. I hope.
Way to think outside of the box.
I'm assuming, and I stepped away. I'm assuming y'all are mentioning pineapple on pizza.
Yes, we are talking about this, and I.
Go ahead. Well, hold on. You're about to interrupt the story, so shut the fuck up.
Sorry.
Okay. Know your goddamn place.
My fault.
We were discussing pineapple on pizza. I hate it. I think it's the worst. It's terrible. Why would you?
Unless you mix. Here's the thing. Here's a. So when I do a pizza, if I'm just like, I don't give a fuck, I'm trying to be trashy as shit.
Look at him. Look at him.
I'll
He's
do a
on
half
stage
pizza.
right now.
I'll do
He's
a
on
half.
stage
He's
right
excited.
now.
I'll do
He's
a
on
half.
stage right now.
I'm very excited about this combination because this combination works. You just got to fucking try it a little bit. Half pizza, pepperoni, because you need the salt. You need a little salt. Pineapple, and jalapeno.
No.
The salt, the
instant
sweet,
Instant
the heat, sweet heat.
Instant no.
Oh,
I'll go with you a lot of places. I ain't going with you there.
As
my friend with benefits, I can't. I'm not. I don't want that benefit.
Well, then we're no longer friends with benefits. If you can't get down with pineapple, jalapeno, pepperoni on a pizza with some garlic,
we're no longer friends with benefits.
No longer friends.
That's all I'm saying.
Oh my god.
Heard it here first, folks.
As terrible as that sounds, I've got a better one for you.
I'm all ears.
Worst date I've ever been on. I came into town. I was living in Dallas at the time. I hadn't moved to Austin yet, and met up with this guy. We went on a date, and he took me to Home Slice Pizza. Unpopular opinion? No, see, unpopular opinion. I don't think it's that great. I'm so sorry.
Pause your story. Pause your story.
I'm sorry.
What in Austin? What's the best pizza you've had then?
Papa John's, guaranteed. That's her answer.
She looks like a Little Caesars girl. Just throw it up there. Fire out hot and ready.
Oddwood Brewing. Oddwood Brewery has the best pizza
hell is
in
that?
Austin.
We're both looking it up right now.
Yeah, real shit.
Bro, that's where we're going. We've got
because I'm down for that because I here's the thing. I do love Pine House. Pine House is great in my opinion. For their pizza. However, I love Hoboken. Hoboken pizza.
It's no joking.
Wow.
That's my shit.
Damn, this looks pretty fucking good, actually.
What was the place again? Oddwood
Brewing.
It also goes by
and
Oddwood Ales.
Nabil, you'll be super excited to know they just opened a Playscape. So we have a place to put you.
Play, dude.
Fucking there, I'm going.
I'm
gone.
He's gone.
Anyway, so I'm on this date. I'm excited to be trying this like Austin staple. You know, we go inside and this dude orders for me. Okay. Now
I feel that is an immediate red flag.
I just
like a man.
Look, I have like love-hate feelings on this. Like, at least ask me if you can surprise me. Like, you know, I don't know. But at the same time, like, if my fiance, like, if we're sit down and like he just like knows what I want from that place because we're or whatever, and he like orders for me, that to me is like that's hot. I'm into that. But yeah, no, that's just because he knows me, right? And like he's taking care of me in that moment. But like if we're just meeting up and like you sit down and in all seriousness, like, and I thought it was a joke, okay? In all seriousness, this dude sits down and he says, we're going to have the best thing. I want you to do pickled anchovies with broccoli.
How would he do that to you? How high was he?
I started laughing. I seriously started laughing because I thought he had nailed the two things other than pineapple that I would never put on a pizza. What?
I can't listen. As a foodie, I'm 100% a foodie because there's very rarely a food item that I won't try, at least try. I've tried anchovies and I love broccoli individually. I will never put those things on a pizza. The fuck you on about? And then you pickled them? No.
Wait, what?
Pass.
Was he high?
I think so.
I hope so.
God, I pray.
So
I pray.
On this pizza topic, because I have to give this plug because I was high the other night and watched this documentary and it's fucking dope. So on Netflix, there is a documentary. There's a show called Chef's Table for anyone who loves food documentaries, right?
Mm-hmm.
New season just came out and the new season is on pizza. And this guy who's just like this critically acclaimed author of like cooking magazines and websites and shit literally comes out and like the thing starts off with the guy's like, I'm asked on an everyday basis of what is the best pizza I have had in the world. And I've traveled all over the place, been in Italy, been in Rome, been in Nepal, been everywhere. The best pizza I've had in the entire world. And he pauses. He goes, Phoenix, Arizona. And I am dumbfounded because at no point in my life have I ever heard a single person mention Phoenix, Arizona, not just for pizza, anything food related whatsoever has never been brought up about Phoenix fucking Arizona. And then the whole episode is about this guy who has this pizza place who's been doing pizzas for fucking years. Apparently this guy is like the godfather of like sourcing local ingredients for your pizza. This guy is so analytical about his pizza. He was a New York kid. He's a first generation Italian who decided to like literally throw his passion into pizza. Like his story is nuts. Highly recommend watching it because I won't ruin it. But like now I want to go to Phoenix, Arizona and try this guy's pizza because
what was the name of it?
It's the Chef's Table is the name of the documentary. Chef's Table.
The name of the place.
No, the restaurant.
Oh, fucking fire.
Bro.
Yeah,
you can't drop.
You're so
knowledge.
stupid. You're the biggest idiot.
Now, I will say, if you talk to me about food in Phoenix, Arizona, I'm going to tell you, we are going to talk about food in Phoenix, Arizona. And I'm going to tell you, don't ever get Mexican food there because
which leads me to my next point.
It's so different. I would never. There's a few things that I don't try in other states. Mexican food in other states because I live in Texas. Like if I do, it'll be like Mexico, New Mexico. That's it. I'm in barbecue.
California has great Mexican.
California also Southern Cal
has
SoCal,
great Mexican.
It's
different.
Yeah.
It's okay, but it's different. It's very traditional.
100%. Cali has their own. Yeah, they're more true, authentic Mexican than they are Tex-Mex.
That's some next level horchata.
But even Mexicans will still call that Cal-Mex because it just has its own flair to it. However, barbecue, fuck off. Unless you are a barbecue state, I'm not doing it. Tennessee, I'll do it. Alabama, because you have this weird fucking thing. Carolinas, like I
definitely
love barbecue.
Not Arkansas, since I was there last week. Food is
definitely not
there.
Arkansas. Like
I went to Arkansas like 2 weeks ago, and I was like, "Well, I'm really hungry."
It's an awful place. It's a terrible state.
Terrible place.
No apologies.
I was like, I'm about to check in. I haven't eaten yet, and I should have known. I should have known better. The dude behind the counter, I was just like, "Hey, man, what do you recommend I eat?" Just by the name alone, it should have been like pass. He's like, "Oh, let me tell you, brother. Big whiskeys, you gotta have it." And I was like, "What the fuck is big whiskeys?" And I was like, "All right, well,
it's like
cool. It's a bar." And I was like, "Well, what do you recommend?" "Oh, anything. Just get anything. It's amazing."
Get anything.
I almost got sick that night. It was terrible.
Tori, Pizzeria Blanco. I just dropped
coming in through clutch. Yes.
I'll say this: like the best Tex-Mex I've had is in Belton. If you've never been to Taqueria Number 2, it's the greatest Tex-Mex I've ever had in my entire life. It is worth the road trip to Belton and feeling disgusting by being in Belton or by UMHB and pieces of shit that have ever been to UMHB. They can go to hell. Their football team is worthless. Whoever went there is worthless. And if you live in South Austin and went to UMHB, you're a piece of shit. But that Tex-Mex is incredible. What were you going to say, Juan?
I was going to say, fuck you. I was going to say was the craziest thing about Belton, Texas, and it's one of those things like, I think I might have told this to Nabil when I first met him, and like, he's got a small taste because we've really only gone to like 2 spots in Belton.
Yeah.
Belton, Texas is as large as maybe a population of maybe 5,000. And of the 5,000, 3 of those 1,000 are college students. There's no one in Belton, Texas. There is it is a small fucking town. However, between Belton and Temple, like this next city over, which is only like a light away, some of the best food I have ever had in my life is there.
Are you gonna cry?
I'm emotional.
Wait. Are you talking about Temple, Texas?
Yes.
Can I tell
Texas.
You?
Please tell me.
Fun thing about that.
I'm all ears.
That guy that ordered the anchovies and broccoli pizza.
No.
You ready for this? I played a very high-scoring game of pinball in my silent IQ with the 2 concrete barriers that have existed going through Temple, Texas for the last, 20 fucking years. Mm-hmm. And I totaled my car. And how I lived, I still don't know. Because I was like literally paralyzed on the left side of my body. And he and I had just broken up.
Mm.
And he was the closest person I knew because I was traveling back to Dallas. And I texted him and called him to tell him what happened. And his response was, "That sucks."
Oh no.
What a dick.
He could have so been a friend with benefit there, but he dropped the ball. But this is where Juan and I have that friends with benefit foundation.
No, you ruined that. You already ruined that.
I could text him and he would have came.
Not anymore. Not because you won't try pineapple in the jalapeno pizza.
That's disgusting, dude.
Whatever, dude. Screw off.
Yeah.
But yes.
So that was Temple. So
That's
I'm going to try
hilarious.
some food in Temple so that I can
I can tell
erase.
you all this.
I will say. Sorry, I got really excited.
No, go ahead.
I will say, because this is connecting to what you're saying, is that I did the police officer, because I didn't have anyone to pick me up and I didn't have a vehicle to drive home. I had to wait for someone to come from Waxahachie.
Oh my God. That's like a fucking 2-hour drive.
So far.
Oh.
And so the police officer that responded to my wreck, he, like, once everything was like cleared up and like, you know, we did all the things, he dropped me off at this like Tex-Mex place. And I ordered a large queso, 4 enchiladas.
Treat yourself, girl. Treat yourself.
An horchata and a dulce, like with the tres leches cake. I ate the shit out of all of that. It was like my I survived meal. And I honestly, it is like top 10 meals I've ever had in my life. And I don't know if it's because of the trauma.
A little of both. I'll go a little.
Probably
both.
a little bit
like,
both.
It's something about.
In makes everything better.
It's something about that town's lack of like people leaving. That just does something about the food. Like, I don't know what it is, but like, there's probably one of the best like small town simple burgers I've ever had in my life. Phenomenal barbecue. There's this guy who
the breakfast there is amazing.
Oh my God. So like it's a funny story. This place is simplest plug here. It's called Miller's Barbecue in Belton, Texas. And I went to school with the son of the owner. And when I first discovered this place, they were this tiny hole in the wall barbecue stand next door to a taxidermist that the dad also owned. Wild. Like just an insane combination of businesses that own next to each other.
I think it's like adjacent. Like
they were. There was literally taxidermists, and it was like one of those.
No, I mean like work, like in terms of fields, like
same field.
Fields of
work. 100%. I got all this deer meat that they don't want, or like I got the leftover shit, throw it on the smoker and let's create. And that's what it started. Like it was just like this fucking little shack, and they had like really great shit, and it blew up. And then they just invested and built this brick and mortar spot that's just like an insane place now, and they've blown the fuck up.
It has a coffee shop inside too. That's really good.
Yeah, and like another buddy that I was one of my good friends who was on my intramural flag football team. He like works there now. He was a pit master apprentice, and now he's a pit master there. So he runs all the barbecue shit. He has this passion for coffee. So like he went off and like studied shit, and like they roast their own coffee in house now. The buddy I went to school with, mom is like has a bakery inside there, so they bake their own shit. Like this place is top notch for Belton, Texas. It's mind blowing.
We got a road trip there again.
100%.
Road trip.
I gotta get you. We gotta go, but I gotta let you try the other shit. Yeah. There's so many. There's 2 other spots we haven't even gone to yet because we keep going to the same 2 spots.
Because taqueria number 2 is so good. We'll just take it to go. I'll take it to go. I'll take it to go.
Invite myself if that's cool.
100%. We'll do it. And listen, I love nothing more than showing off my tiny college town because I will drive you through campus. It'll take all of 2 minutes. But yeah, I love bringing people there to try the food because like I've not been let down anytime I brought somebody and they eaten it and they're like, this is the shit. I've told this in the bill. Every Mexican restaurant I eat at in my entire life, I compare to taqueria number 2.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And it never lives up.
None.
You also keep saying small town, and earlier you said it had like 5,000 people in it, and it's hilarious to me that that's a small town to you because I grew up in a town that literally had like 52 people in it. So
that's touche. That you're a community. There's a difference. That's a community.
We
that's
had
a gathering of
mayor.
folks.
That's an apartment complex. Is what you lived in. That's not a
sure
town.
Apartment complexes are larger. Yeah, no, it's just like a bunch of like cows in the fields and little homesteads and a self-appointed mayor.
Love that.
Yeah.
There is a barbecue place that you go to that is also like Egyptian food and barbecue.
Oh.
What is that place called again? I need to go.
Okay, so it is actually okay. My good friend Kareem, he is from Cairo. And he told me this wonderful, actually you guys should have him on.
Nah, fuck that. Only one Arab per podcast. I don't do that shit.
It's kind of a rule.
I don't do that.
We don't have a lot of blacks on either. For that
I don't do that
reason.
Korean shit.
Nah,
go on. You better tell the story right. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know. Okay. It's so good. It's so good. But anyway, he the succinct version of it is that he like came to Austin for some reason and he tried Franklin's barbecue and like he told me that like he would wake up in the middle of the night like a year later like craving Franklin's barbecue. And so when like the pandemic hit and stuff like that, like he said F it, like he ordered like a Weber grill and had it shipped to Cairo or something. I may be getting some of these details confused, but like this is what I think I remember.
You had to smuggle a Weber's grill across the Egyptian borders in a camel sack.
It gets wild. But yeah, he was like, he said that he was like just going through all of these like Franklin's barbecue cookbook and like he was going through all of these and trying all these recipes on this grill and but then started like infusing Egyptian flavors into it. So like he'll make like a rice bowl, you know, which is not an uncommon thing in that culture or any culture for that matter. But like, yeah, you know,
it's heavily imbued in Arab dishes as rice.
Yeah. Yeah. And so he does all like his rice with like those seasonings and then he'll like layer like lamb in it. And then he'll like put la pièce de résistance, pomegranate seeds up in that bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, turn up.
It is so good. Like I'm salivating. It's literally like some of the best food I've ever had. I'm not exaggerating. But yeah, so he has a pop-up called KG Barbecue and he has like a supper club that he does and he'll have me come dance for him every once in a while for like his people in the house, the event that he's throwing. And he'll like curate these menus and he'll do like some collaborations. There's a really cool and nice woman named Lisa who does like seafood paella. And so they'll do like paella with like Egyptian barbecue and dude, and they're always like, they do a lot at Oddwood and he just opened up his food truck at Oddwood Brewing. So I'm sensing some weekend plans where like we go and we try this like Egyptian Texas style barbecue and supposedly rumor has it Austin's best pizza and we'll just have like a fest.
I'm just gonna take a step back on that. This rumor just started by you. This is your claim. There's no rumor here.
All I know is that I was doing a gig there for Kareem for one of his pop-ups and you know his food is amazing and like you know it smells really good and it's a very like the aroma is very inviting.
Sure.
But I was in the bathroom about to like go dance and I was like doing some like adjustments on my costume and I smelled something so delicious that it brought me out of the bathroom to go find it. And it was literally a server holding a pizza in the hallway of the bathroom, waiting to like go deliver it
to the toilet.
No, to someone like there was the band was coming back on the stage, and that's like where all that is. And so he was like chilling.
I will point out that some ladies would say my aroma is welcoming, so no one I can relate.
I'm like looking at this, like the sites, like pizza and shit, and like, damn, I shouldn't be drunk looking at this because I want I want literally all of it.
Yeah. So anyway, Kareem, awesome. KG Barbecue.
All right.
He's catering my wedding.
Ooh.
Am I the best man at your wedding?
No, Nabil, we're crashing it. It's fine.
That's the best man. Can Juan be the ring girl?
Well, I was going to say, I would hope that you guys would actually belly dance for me. You know, since I've been training you so well.
Absolutely.
Prepare to learn something, girl. That's all I'm going to say.
Can't wait. I cannot wait.
Actually, I don't know how to ask this question because I feel like I'm going to ask it and sound like an asshole.
Yep.
You wrote it down one, and I mean, I asked her about a diet question, and I got fucking reamed for it. So, go ahead, one.
Absolutely. So, my question is, and this is the last one we got on our list.
Actually, there's one more. There's one more, but go on.
Okay. This was not sent to you, so this is going to definitely be a very genuine response. If you could do anything not dancing as a career, what would it be?
I sound like an asshole asking that question for some reason.
That's because everything you say comes off like you're an asshole.
Don't you want to do other things?
Don't you want to do more?
So I feel like that's what I would sound like.
Money's not an option either. Like,
price, you don't get paid for anything.
Like, you don't need to worry about it's not gonna pay enough now. Fuck that. If you didn't have to do dance.
This is such a hard question because I literally am living my dream. So
yeah, which I knew would be a tough one to answer because it's
we're not
different.
We're not letting you out, by the way.
Yeah, like it'd be different if this was just oh yeah, I do IT sales, right? But nah, you're doing the thing you love. So if you didn't do that, that's not an option. What else would you do?
I once had someone ask me how I stay motivated, how I make myself go practice or do whatever. And I didn't have an answer because I was I'd wake up wanting to do this thing. So I go to sleep and I'm thinking about it. I wake up and I'm thinking about it. It consumes my entire day. And I never regret. That's not true. One time I have regretted one gig in my career, but it actually ended up launching me into kind of my life's purpose. So that's a different story for a different day. But so I honestly the only thing that I feel my life is missing, and I still think I can get through dance, is I would love to be one of those people that gets paid to travel and talk about the places that they go to.
An Anthony Bourdain.
Yeah, I would love to be sponsored or paid to go on hikes, or go try this hotel or whatever. So I guess in a word, I would like to be an influencer, but
not that
not a Jake Paul. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah.
Nabil, what would you do if you didn't have IT's not your route? Money's not an object.
I think we talked about this last week, and I think outside of just training and coaching and Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu, I think it would probably default to writing. I think that's where I would.
Wait, you can write? Can you read?
Very well.
He can't read, but he can write, which is weird. Wow.
Not very well. That's why I do audiobooks. One.
Yeah, I mean, I think mine I'd be a stripper, a play by a stripper. Without a doubt.
First off,
I got the
know
moves.
some people.
I have the moves. No,
so you can connect him. Nice.
Yeah.
Turn up.
I
would want to do I would be a radio DJ, sports talk radio.
So you would have your own podcast?
Nope. I would basically, but one where people listen to it and actually pay attention.
You have the voice for it. It's kind of wild, actually.
I'd love that was what I went to college initially to with my ideas. I'm gonna fucking be on radio. I'm gonna go to college. I'm gonna be on radio because I needed it, and then it never happened. And here I am.
Why not?
I
always ask people this. Why not?
Because what I do now makes significantly more money than that.
Starting from the bottom.
Yeah, and I can't go back. I
especially when he's here.
I'm here now, right? But that was the reality. Was school didn't work out, so then my pivot was, all right, I'll do sales to make enough money to pay off my student loan so I could go back to school. But then I just made more money, so then I didn't go back to school. And then now I'm I know how much people make doing radio, and I'm I can't go back. I've my life and the things I want to do.
So if you're a prominent radio guy, if you're working for the Horn,
if you're working for if you legitimately, and this is where I know you're not gonna make much. If you're working for the Horn, you are making anywhere between like 40 to 50K a year. And then your perks are like you get to go to like shows and you can like do like not shows, but like you can go to like sporting events.
So I assume the big leagues would,
and even some of them are
Fox.
less than that. Like some of them are like 30K. Like realistically, like you're starting off, you're like 30K a year, which are like if you can make that work, great. But like I've in IT sales and they
you are borderline. You're straddling that like privileged.
I know, and here's the thing: I am incredibly like if I could do an entire episode on like my journey, I will be the first to say I am ridiculously blessed to be in the position I am in life with a man with no college degree, but all of the college debt like I have a fucking 10-year goddamn degree. Like I have debt like I'm a fucking master's degree in for college, but I have 0 degree to my name. My faith and the doors that open led me to where I am, and Bill can attest to this, and many people who are probably watching, and like a lot of people that I work with today can attest. I worked every day of my life to pay this back to any person who like I see needs help or wants to do more. In fact, I've brought damn near my entire friend group over to my current company now because I want them to shine. So like I am privileged to not even sugarcoat it. I'm 100% privileged where I'm at, but like I'm trying to privilege other fucking people and like bring other people up. And like I want you to eat like I'm eating because I want all of my people to be fed. And as much as I can do to help that, I'm here for it.
I think God, one of these hosts is heartwarming. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, that's how the show works, right? Bill's a dick. I'm the like sensible, warm-hearted, lovable guy for the show, and it works.
I somehow fell forward, so I don't know. I did. Those things.
There's always a million reasons not to do something, right?
100%.
And also
like this episode right now.
I did have like 1,000,001 reasons to not do this episode, but here we are. No, I'm just kidding. And also too, like I do, this is going to sound really privileged. Okay. But like, if you really boil it down and you sit with it, this statement kind of changed my life in the way that I approach like hustle versus like intelligently finding a way to make money in ways that I enjoy. Mm-hmm. And it is this: money is truly the only actual renewable resource that we have until there's complete collapse and there's anarchy and all that. But like in the meantime,
until that happens, but we're gonna figure out a way to make more of it in a different way, whether it be crypto or whatever the fuck. But yeah, no, 100%.
Don't get me started.
I got nothing to say. I earned this shit. Fuck everyone.
Right? Seriously though, at some point though, like the false humility, fuck it. Like I busted my ass to be here, and that's where I'm at. Like
100%. It took the hard work. I mean, because even like a prime example of this, right? When I met Nabil was right out of that. Like I was sleeping in my car. My buddy helped me out, and my first job was at AT&T selling phones. That's where I met him in Georgetown. And when I walked into that interview, the manager literally first words out of her mouth before we even start the interview, she goes, "You have 0 sales experience. You have never sold a single thing in your life. Why should I hire you?" And like my simple response was, she's like, "I've not failed at anything I've done."
Which was the first lie you told her.
Because I mean, technically, in theory, to face value, I failed from college. However, it brought me here. But I told her that I was like, I did not have the greatest run in college. I was out of that. However, that opportunity opened me coming here to talk to you today. And I was like, I would not be here talking to you had it not been for everything that I've gone through and pushed through. That's why I'm here for you today. You give me the time.
Forward.
Exactly. The true epitome of falling forward, unlike Nabil's life. But like, you know, it that led me to get that role, which brought me in, which became, I found my literal best friend in Nabil, which then he, fortunate for, you know, his path in life led him into Dell, which then that friendship fostered me and him bringing me on to Dell, which then brought me to where I am today. Right. So like, all of that to say, like, yeah, it took a lot of fucking steps. It took a lot of fucking crying. It took a lot of, I've been laid off twice. Like, I've fucking, like, there's a lot of shit in that period of time to get me where I am today. Today, I'm living the fucking fruits of my labor. And I want everyone to eat.
Oh, yeah. I've seen your whiskey collection. I've seen your whiskey collection.
Yeah.
You're doing all right.
I jokingly say, fuck everyone, I earned this. But I mean, at the same time, everyone here should be saying that. I mean, you have enough in this world pushing against you. I know I did. I mean, I'm a fucking kid named Nabil Rabadi, and I grew up in Texas. So if there, and I'm a minority within my own group of people. I'm a Christian born Arab. I'm a 1%. I grew up a big kid, and honestly, like, there are things from like athletics to who I am to what people thought of me that I just didn't give a shit enough about to let it stop me. Like, I don't know of anybody that is, I mean, I'm quite the large man. I don't know of anybody in my status that will go and run 3 miles and then go do jujitsu and Muay Thai afterwards. Like, fuck you, I'm gonna do it, I don't care. Same thing with my career. It's, if I want this, I'm going to do everything in my power to get that. And I felt that way about being at AT&T. So I was at Best Buy before that, and I went to AT&T, and I just knew that wasn't for me. I knew I wanted an IT job. I mean, it was really like after my own like realization, like, I can't go to school as a writer and get a writer's job. Like, well, fuck it, it's a hobby. I can, in the meantime, get paid as much as I can get paid and do my hobbies on the side. I'll have plenty of time for that. And so I think it's just one of those things where it just led me to wanting better. Not saying the struggle wasn't real for me or the struggle isn't real for somebody else. It definitely is. It's always there. But there is one thing that I was absolutely fortunate to have, to where, at least with the job that I have today, I know I went through a rough patch at Dell and I had to get out. And the rough patch was just the culture at Dell, on top of the weird shit that, like, perception is reality, and it's the thing that so many of us fight against.
Yeah.
But it didn't matter what I did. It was still like, you are this person and you're going to be held back because of it, no matter what your numbers show. Poor relationship. I was in an emergency room for several days off of getting sick, and I had to get a change. And so I know if I didn't have one to continually push me that entire summer to get fucking lucky, we all need it, I wouldn't be where I am today, as far as the job that I have, that I know I'm definitely privileged to have, that I'm so underqualified for. And I'm a fucking idiot. But like, I barely know my head from my ass. And here I am, like, lucky enough to move into this house, to be close to my family in a market that is unforgiving. So in my opinion, it's great to be humble, and it's great to like have reflection and feel blessed about things, but also fuck everyone. You earned this shit. Who gives a shit? Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
I live every day waiting for the moment they realize I don't know what the fuck I'm doing in my job.
Oh my God.
Chris, if you're listening, I don't know how you haven't figured out. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Like,
I
or maybe you know.
I got asked the other day, it's like, hey, Nabil, can you like jump on a call with us to teach us like selling techniques for workspace? And I was like, sure. I have no fucking clue what I'm going to tell you on how to be successful, on how to do this. Like, I just like, I'm sorry. Like, yeah, sure. Like, I'm going to avoid that shit like the plague.
Yep. Imposter syndrome is a real thing. Honestly, like every time I do a
100%.
gig, I 100%, I'm like, why the hell did they book me?
Yeah.
So like, I think anyone that is actually like pursuing the thing that they want to do, or like trying to do, there's always a level of like, imposter syndrome, and like also just like
It's
not
definitely
thinking
real.
that you know anything, you know, and that means that you care, right? And that means that you're like putting in the effort, hopefully, you know.
Yeah.
We talked about this. My first belly dance teacher, she always said that you can tell a professional belly dancer because, you know, if you go back, beginning belly dancers are taking beginning belly dance classes. Intermediate belly dancers, like intermediate level, think they're ready to take advanced and professional level. Professional level belly dancers are back taking beginner belly dance lessons because like the foundation is super important.
Yeah, you can't. I think I heard it from I don't know where I read this. I think he even mentioned in an interview, but like Denzel Washington late in his career would still take acting classes. He was still sitting in the back of the classroom taking acting classes. He was like, because you can't stop learning. He was like, I'm so passionate about this. Like, I want to know what's the new thing they're teaching. Is there something new that they're teaching? Right? He's like,
yeah, absolutely.
He's like, I'd go through improv classes. I'd go through just basic one-on-one acting classes just to hear and pick up on them. And like, that's the thing when you become not so much like a savant, but like when you become passionate about what you're doing, you can't learn it enough. You can't eat it up enough. And you know, all right, I know enough shit, but like, I haven't talked about the basics, or I haven't gone back to the basics. I need to go back and refresh myself on the roots of how I built this up, because the foundation, and the Bill, you played football, I played football, like that. You are nothing without your fundamentals, right? And even the same with dancing, right? Like if you don't have your fundamentals, or you start getting shaky with your fundamentals, the advanced shit you're going to try to do is not going to work. And if you don't realize that's the thing you need to hone in on, then like you're gonna suffer when you try to do more advanced shit or try to like build off of it, because your foundation is rocky. So you have to go back and stay rooted in that shit. So that's a fucking fantastic point. It's really great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always have people in Muay Thai class or stand up or whatever, like trying to do crazy fucking moves, and it's like you have to stick to your fundamentals. You have to like not get outside of yourself and get fucking crazy, or you will get absolutely knocked the fuck out. And I also thought a professional belly dancer was like wearing a suit and tie to events. Is that not a?
Yeah, is that not professional?
Wow.
Not classy?
Okay, I guess I am wrong about a lot of things.
Wait.
So okay,
I'm
last
wearing
question.
a suit and tie to a belly dance show.
Was it a Panic at the Disco show?
It was like a themed thing, and I did like a secretary act as a belly dancer. Stop it. Don't even. I see it on your face. Don't do it.
I won't. I'll just assume it's still Panic at the Disco. And as we write sins and not tragedy, where do you want your career to go from here? Like you're establishing yourself, or you are established, and you're doing quite a many things, but where do you want this to go? What is your ultimate goal or your continued goal?
Yeah, this is something that I've actually been thinking about a lot of lately, because, you know, belly dance is a very physical thing, especially when you're performing it like multiple times a week, if not nightly at some points. I am not going to be able to just dance forever. So something that I'm really, really passionate about is like creating safe spaces for people to perform in. And I mean at every level, not just like professionally. And also like really creating those spaces that have fair paying wages for dancers. And honestly, just like broadly, like entertainers in Austin, because we are in like the live music capital of the world, supposedly. And so something that I hear a lot of whenever I'm pitching to a new venue is, well, why would we pay a belly dancer, or why would we pay a contortionist, or, you know, whatever, when we can get a band for free?
Yeah.
To play like 4 hours, you know? And I have words to say to those.
You can't respond by telling them because they're going to sound like shit.
Not even that. No, because you can't really. A lot of times those venues are, you know, especially if we're talking like Austin City Limits or like whatever, like that moment can make or break those bands' careers. Like it's not necessarily that they're terrible, you know. but the conversation I would have would be not with the venue at that point, but with the band, being like, yo, you need to charge what you're worth. Like,
yeah,
exposure doesn't pay the bills. We all know that, but at the same time, I understand that that's like a very real moment in which like they could get discovered, although that's also not really a thing these days anymore either. So
facts. Yeah.
So my long-term goal is I really want to continue uplifting this community and like really teaching the next generation on how to do belly dance business, if you will, how to protect themselves, how to protect their investments, how to like negotiate, create those fair paying jobs for themselves. And then I want to eventually get to the point where I own a space where I just become like a patroness of the arts, and I'm like floating through in like my velvet robe, essentially, like just being like, all right, so and so, like you're gonna dance next week or like whatever, and like creating that space and just paying people to do what I do now, and so that they can have their moment and they can do what they love and like wake up and
would you say
be
one
blessed.
would you say one of your techniques to
God damn it.
to making money would be to have every performer just go up?
We'll wait. Gather yourself.
To just have every performer go up to like their neighbor, for instance, and just ask them for money, just because they have houses. They most likely have jobs. This is it. They just.
Are you making a starving artist joke right now?
No. Nabil has had this theory for years. I shit you not, it's been years. That if you just need money, just go to your neighbor and ask them for money because they have money and they can give it to you.
How can they afford an apartment if they don't have money? They can you just ask them until you get enough money. You just go up to every neighbor and you just ask them for money.
It's not how it works, bro.
And guys, I got it is. We proved it last week when I got Venmo'd 69 cents by 3 different people. Thank you very much.
I also got Venmo'd 69 cents.
By one person. By
Still
K-Dot.
somebody. Somebody gave me 69 cents. It doesn't matter. It's fine.
So it works.
Knowing when to ask for money is a skill.
Give me money now.
Perfect example. A couple months ago, my like dog, I've had her for like 10, 11 years now. And she is like my best friend. She means the world to me. She has been with me through all of my lowest lows and highest highs. And anyway, she needed like a life-saving surgery. And the universe was kind enough to have 3 of my gigs just like cancel on me for weather. And yeah, it's my favorite. It's my absolute favorite.
Because you're scared to drive in the rain.
Yeah, obviously that's
Yes.
the reason. That is the natural conclusion. Yeah, so anyway, I was in a really tight spot and it was going to be thousands of dollars. And I just on a whim put it out there on my Instagram and Facebook, and by God, people turned up. And like I was able to pay for that surgery in full with other people's money.
Yeah.
Turn up.
That's awesome.
And it's because I have a belly dance page. Like it was bizarre to me that like people would just do that. I don't know, but
you form a community, right? Like, I mean, I think when you, and I think it's different for different people, but like your personality, I mean, look at this right now, right? Like we were just 2 guys who went to the hookah lounge that you just happened to be at, right? But then like the friendship happened just because you're a genuine person. It's very obvious to see it. And when you are who you are and your passion meets your personality in a way where it just works, the perfect storm, right?
You connect with people.
Yeah.
And then like that's the genuineness of, I guess, like human nature, that we look after our people when we agree that this person is somebody who is more than just some person, and I can relate to your struggle like I am, and then like you're in a moment of need and I got it. Fuck it, why not? You need it more than I need it, so you will help you out, right? Like, so I think that's the beautiful thing about being a good person at your core, that it's a moment like that where it showed up and people showed up for you. It's when you're in your bottom or you in a tight position where you actually get to see the people around you, if they're really for you or if they're just full of shit, and you found out that people around you are with you, you know?
That is some truth right there, for sure. Like, yeah. Dang.
I can tell by Nabil's face, there's just something, just the worst statements about to come out of his mouth.
No, there was nothing. It was a genuine spot. I did get paid $1.69 just now.
There it is.
Hold up. Like,
there it is.
Can I drop this in the chat? Like,
just start dropping your PayPal. Just start dropping it.
Please put it in there for me.
Gotta support the grind. Thanks, Sam. I appreciate your money.
I love that so much.
Cheyney, thank you so much for joining us today. This was awesome.
It's been great.
It was
mostly awesome. Painful.
It was mostly awesome because of me. And like what I contribute to the conversation.
It was not.
And like how amazing I am. Like, this was a waste of my time, but I did it anyway.
Dang. I feel really blessed and enriched, and my horizons have been broadened by doing this.
Absolutely.
With you, Juan. Thank you so much for that heart-to-heart conversation.
What?
I got
that like you shared such like real vulnerable moments, and like I see you and I appreciate you.
And Nabil, too sweet.
Oh shit, you're still in here?
I just
get the hell out of here, buddy.
Okay, what the fuck, man? Anyway,
before we completely wrap, I will say there's this weird thing that happens with our show. Nabil, I don't know if you've been paying attention to notice this. We get more viewers towards like the last 15 minutes of our show. I don't understand what that is.
I also noticed that.
Yeah, right towards the end, we hit our peak of fucking people. I don't get it. It doesn't matter what time we start. But
you should do what belly dancers do, where you lie about the time that starts. If we say 9, we mean 9:30.
That's called Black people time. We just start later than we're supposed.
We call it belly dancer
CPT time. But I can't echo Nabil enough. This has actually been a fantastic episode. I can't thank you enough for joining and being a part of our daily conversation.
A weekly podcast.
The weekly podcast. And how we end every episode. What is a last leaving remarks you want to leave to people? It can be a plug for your business. It could be anything you want. But what's the last things you want to leave people with?
2 things. You have a leaving remark, but first off, tell them put in a plug again.
That's literally they can find you verbatim.
No, it's got to be 2 things. It can't be because she could just do it.
She could do it all. Hold on. Literally,
no. She could do a plug, and she'll make that her last remark. Now, fuck that. She's got to have a last remark. She's got to have a plug and then a last remark. So we got to clarify this. Nah, man. Cheers.
Is it my turn now? Is it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are we okay? All right.
The adult
couple is done arguing.
The friend with benefits.
Thank you. Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram at Cheyney Teagan Dance. Also Teagan's Follies, where I do like specifically era style dancing, 20s, 30s, and 40s, like showgirl stuff. So if you're into that, come join me there as well. You can also catch me at Aura every other Thursday. So the next show that I will be there is on the 22nd of September. We're in September now.
We're in some shit. And you can catch me outside, fam. Go on.
How about that?
And then I'm always constantly like posting my new shows that I've been like hired for or whatever that are public on my Instagram. So definitely, if you want to be a part of that, you can also come learn belly dancing with me. I'm accepting of all body types and gender representation.
That's you, Thomas Moore.
Nabil, that's you with the feminine energy.
Yes.
Please, sister.
And then, my closing remark. I have so many.
Lay them out there.
Okay.
Floor is yours.
1, Consent is important. 2, no is a full sentence. 3, tip your entertainment. 4, there's always a million reasons to do something. Find the thing that lights your ass on fire and find a way to make it happen in your life. It's only going to forever enrich you no matter what you're doing or how you make your paper. Your paper doesn't have to be what you do for a living. And also, it doesn't have to be your hobby, vice versa. So do your life the way that you want to do it and stop letting other people tell you no. Cheers.
I'm going to marry you, Juan.
Oh, no.
I'm not going to let that stop me.
Nope.
Okay, I want you to look at me.
I'm going to let it stop you. I'm going to let it stop you. It will stop you. It's never going to happen.
Let me tell you something, daddy ass.
Where I just, all right, I think I'm not invited anymore. I'm just going
to. He's out. We officially lost her. We're out.
That was awesome. Thank you,
solid gold.
I'll say something nice for a change.
Yeah.
Instead of being a giant asshole. Fuck you, one.
No,
I mean, listen. Be nice to somebody. Do something.
You son of a bitch. I fucking hate you so much.
Do something.
Oh, God damn.
And listen, not everybody's worth your time, but somebody's totally worth your time for some stupid shit.
You can't even remember it. That's so
nice.
season.
It's worth repeating twice.
It's so last season, dude.
And listen, guys, maybe we keep the women in our bed and the wolves at bay. All right. Thank you for joining.
Oh my!
Thank you for being a part of this. This
truly,
was fun as always.
Truly, it was great. And the most important shout out I can give on this show is to every single person who watched us live, every comment, every question. This we would not
every
subscribe, hint, hint, wink, wink.
Every Venmo that I just got.
All that. Our Spotify listeners, like that's a whole other community. Like we got people.
Shout out to mom for mom.
Shout out to Pops. This might be actually, truth be told, this might be the first episode my dad wasn't on because
he didn't love you. Your parents don't love you.
Your parents in Hawaii right now.
If your parents loved you, wouldn't they be near you? Wouldn't they be close to you?
Yours are. Where are your parents? Your mom.
My parents are down the road.
Literally, your mom has never watched a single episode of our show. Where's your mom at?
This is the longest closeout I've ever experienced.
She's down the road. Your mom is in another state. And
my mom at least watches the show. Yours doesn't even ever give a shit about your life. They don't care about your accomplishments.
I don't even believe you. She never once. They know how to use a computer.
She's a Spotify listener. She listens to it when she's at work. Anyway, thank you to all of our listeners. Tommy Bottoms, thanks for being here. Chris Moore, new watcher. Everybody else who's on, much love. I thank y'all a lot. Like I end every episode the same way this season. There's only been 2 times I've ended this way. Do something fucking nice for somebody. Fuck Nabil, except for Nabil. Don't do anything nice for him. But find literally anybody. Nice if everyone took the time out of the day for one moment, one moment, just do one thing nice. Anything. Find a homeless guy, give him $1. Fucking like help a coworker.
Why would I do anything for them?
Whatever it is, don't be a Nabil. The moral of that, the end point to that statement, don't be a Nabil. Just be nice. Give a shit. Once. We are the Daily Convo. Thank you guys. We will see y'all next week. One love. Nabil, thank you for doing this. Cheyney.